we'll see what they say at this press conference. Major lapse in jail security, broke through the wall. Not only broke through the wall, took the time to troll and draw on the wall and all that stuff. I wonder how well planned the escape was. It looks like they planned pretty well to how to get out, but I don't know if they planned what to do when they get out. At least a few of them still lingering in the city. They need to get as far away as possible, or stay inside and blend in. Wow. Crazy, crazy. What a day.
Urging the public to remain alert. If you see anything suspicious or have any information that may assist in locating these escapees, please contact law enforcement immediately. We're going to give you some contact information. Do not engage or approach these subjects. To be accountable and transparent, we are launching a full investigation.
And as local, state, and federal partners work to get these escapees back into custody, we're also told, that public should not engage. If you one of these escapees, you do not want to engage. Also, you will face jail time if you do help them out.
Surveillance footage
released of Walmart incident. Plus, there's something else, I think. This is New Orleans, though.
To keep you updated on this press conference that should be starting any moment now here in front of OJC. Back to you.
Wait a minute.
Look, a lot is coming in. A lot of people, as
we had got some breaking news.
They're questioning the timing and the response. State Rep Jason Hughes, who's from.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all can hear me, right? I'm gonna get back to the P Diddy trial in like 5 or 10 minutes, but we got some breaking news. 11 inmates apparently have escaped from a New Orleans parish jail. So I was trying to get some information on that, and then we'll get right back to the Puff Daddy shit and Cassie's last day on the stand for cross-examination. But let's find out what's going on with this real quick, and then we'll get back to that.
How this all unfolded and why people are so upset over the lack of transparency, what many people are saying. So around 8:30 this morning, OPSO guards who were basically doing a head count, and they noticed that inmates were missing. At first, they weren't quite sure. We now know it was 11 inmates. Here at WDSU, we got the tip at 9:53. Again, this is an hour and 23 minutes after that point that more than 5 to 10 inmates had escaped. And the public wasn't notified until after 11 o'clock. We also know that the NOPD didn't learn about it until about 10:30, which Chief Ann Kirkpatrick was a little upset about.
I mean, look, I can tell you, we're going to keep going here. Then public notified just at 11 o'clock, nearly 3 hours later. Right after that, 11:22, reports of one inmate captured in the French Quarter in the parking garage of the very popular Monteleone Hotel right there on Royal Street. Report came from council member Helena Moreno about that one. And we should point out, we were calling NOPD sources at 10 o'clock and they hadn't heard.
Oh, shit. I think the fuck not. Lord have mercy. No.
55, and no one knew. I mean, we had messaged several individuals and no one had a clue that this was even happening.
At 11:30, OPSO had a press conference right before 11:30. No reporter questions were allowed. Sheriff Susan Hudson said she would be fully transparent, but then didn't give details on the time they got out, how they got out, or fielded any questions.
And then at 11:40, of course, we had the New Orleans Police Department press conference where we learned that, again, that one inmate, Kendall Miles, was captured in the French Quarter. The OPSO later telling us that he was found hiding under a car in the Hotel Monteleone parking garage. Again, they're working alongside OPSO to capture the remainder of those inmates. We also know that Troop NOLA is involved with that process as well. Really a all hands on deck approach. I mean, they're enlisting the help of many agencies from across the area to be on the lookout. And then at 1:37, This is when we first showed you these images. Yes, what appears
crazy.
to be the escape point.
Crazy.
These images were released by the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office, showing us how these inmates were able to get out. And as Travers, as you were following earlier, you first told us this, they were able to make it out towards maybe a
this is
loading
crazy.
dock to be able to escape there. And it looks like other people were waiting for them with clothes, or they had clothes waiting for them there on the outside so they could change maybe out of those jumpsuits.
Yeah, look, everything we have heard from our sources has been 100% accurate. One of these sources who's kept us informed told us that it appears that they had clothes waiting for them. Obviously, I don't think it's a far reach to believe that this was planned and obviously
And the police had
executed
to
on
be
the way to
helping
get
them.
out.
Like I
This
said,
is
we
a
got
live look.
breaking
It looks like
news.
somebody
In case you guys don't know what's happening, we're going to get back to the Puff Daddy trial here in a minute. But we have breaking news. 11 inmates, one inmate was caught, but 10 are still on the run that escaped from a New Orleans Parish jail. So we're getting an update on that right now, and then we'll get back to the Puff Daddy trial.
Questions are, were they able to capture anybody else in addition to Kendall Miles?
Yeah, and look, at this point, it's our understanding Kendall Miles is the only person who is captured right now. So let's go back live to Elizabeth Kubel. We are getting something in real time. It does not look like there's another capture. It looks like only the one right now. But let's go back
it's
live
only
to
one.
Elizabeth.
It's only one. They were saying two. It's only one.
Yeah, guys, we have been here for the NOPD's press briefing, as you all mentioned, that was held earlier today. We have gotten an email within the last, I would say, 20 minutes from the NOPD that I just want to read out to you, because remember now as the afternoon goes on that we are getting close here to school dismissal time. So the NOPD sent out an email, the timestamp on it, 1:35. So again, 30 minutes ago there. They say that as schools dismiss this afternoon, there is no known threat to students or the public. However, we urge residents to remain aware of their surroundings and report any suspicious activity to 911. That continues really to be the main message from law enforcement that we continue to hear right now, that if you see anything at all, say something. These men are considered armed and dangerous. The NOPD is obviously high on alert, responding to this situation in full force right now. The superintendent said that every single officer is made aware of this escape. But it's not only the NOPD. Tulane University also sent out a memo that I got my hands on, where they say that this situation obviously is top of their radar, like it is everyone else's. They said that they are increasing campus patrols right now.
Wow.
And also, I've heard just from downtown businesses, people who work in the heart of downtown New Orleans, who say that right now their businesses are taking extra precautions as well. Their offices are locking their doors, locking their front doors, or only allowing access to their elevators if you've got a key card. So this is something that is serious and urgent, and people are responding to it accordingly. As we said, we did hear from the superintendent.
T-Banks, in case you don't know, we're gonna get back to the Puff Daddy trial. Cassie last day on the stand, being cross-examined, but we have 11 inmates, they said, escaped from a New Orleans parish jail, but one inmate has been caught, but it's still 10 on the run right now in real time. Welcome to the Velt News. Hold on. We're gonna get back to and see what the
we knew the immediacy to at least inform the public, even if we didn't have pictures ready and all of the names ready. We didn't have that either, but we need to let our public know.
And that right there is the basis to why the superintendent said she called this press briefing around 11:30 this morning. The main takeaway, as I have continued to say, the big headline coming from it is that the superintendent said that she was not made aware of this escape until 10:30. So remember, as we have been telling you, that the sheriff's office said that they noticed that there were some people that were missing at an 8:30 routine head count, but really just to underscore, Travers and Randy, you were doing this just to underscore that time frame. Travers got a call in our morning meeting this morning about this escape before the superintendent of the New Orleans Police Department did at 10:30. Travers, Randy.
Yeah, look, we want to be transparent, Elizabeth, with everybody watching. That's in fact what did happen. We all have sources and people that we rely on information for, and that's exactly what happened. Somebody close to this called and said there was a huge jailbreak. It's going to be a big news story. So we immediately started calling people. We called somebody who's a high-ranking NOPD official, almost as high as the superintendent, and that person said, have no clue what you're talking about at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Even
Who are
many
you talking
city
about?
leaders had no clue. I mean, we were asking several individuals, do you know anything about this? And it was almost like
The fact that the
crickets. And
police didn't even know what the hell was
members
going
of
on
the
should say a
Orleans
lot.
Parish
That shit is
Sheriff's Office,
crazy.
who we looked to for information, they even had to find out what was going on because no one was alerted even at 9:53 in the morning.
And
More
T-Banks,
than
that's what we're
almost an
trying to
hour
figure
and a
out. We're
half
trying to figure out
after it
what
was
happened
discovered
and
that these
how the
guys were
fuck
missing.
11
And again,
men. And they said they even
that
had
could have
codes
happened
waiting on them.
hours
So
prior.
this
We heard
COs,
Eugene Green
it's
mentioned
a lot of
1
people who
a.m.
probably was
I'm not
involved.
sure if it happened around 1 a.m., but it could have happened anytime between them locking them down for the night and then waking up in the morning. And Travers, what are you getting?
I'm looking at my phone only because we're getting information from people in real time. It's not, I thought it was somebody who was going to be captured. So my apologies for looking at my phone. But if they were going to let us know that they caught somebody, I wanted to get it to you immediately. It was not. It was just somebody updating us saying only one in custody so far. We're still looking.
And we're also getting more videos and pictures showing where they broke out of. So this is one of the first pictures that we got. Again, a lot of that area is blurred because of the profanity, but you can see that opening there. That is where a toilet and sink, it was a combination toilet sink, almost like a little steel entity. You can see it here, appears to have been pulled away from that entryway, and they were able to escape through that point. Rather small, but that's, again, where we believe that they were able to break free from.
Yeah, somebody involved in the manhunt. I guess we can call it that now because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Texting me, this is somebody who's very involved. We're following multiple leads. Nothing new so far, hopefully shortly. So that's coming in real time here. But you can see the bigger questions to ask. And I go back to this. There's going to be, if you will, a part one and a part two. Part one is trying to get these people back in custody and get them off the streets of New Orleans. Part two is going to be the investigation and the possible fallout about how does this happen? How does that happen? It looks like it's out of a movie. And then how did these people, some of them convicted of murder, know that when they pulled that toilet sink off the wall, it would lead to a back room and then out to a ramp or a sally port or some kind of cargo loading area where they could, in fact, escape the jail.
Yeah, we do understand it now appears to be somewhat orchestrated. And I know we've got a lot of questions as to, were there 11 people in one particular cell? Like, how does 11 people escape that way? We went back into our archives. This is video from when the jail was first opening. We got a tour inside, kind of showing how this new facility was going to look, Travis.
Yeah, look, this is the commissary area that we talked about right in the middle. And all the jail cells, look, most of them have electronic doors. So you can see this is probably 10 years ago. Good job for Randy finding this. But this was the tour that former Sheriff Marlon Gusman gave the media when they were opening what at the time, and really still is, a state-of-the-art facility. So you saw that room. They'll have probably anywhere from 18 to 24 inmates in what's called a...
Yeah, because see, that shit is... Hold on, I had to mute it right quick. Wayne gets named after his ex is looking to file a lawsuit against him. Wayne gets named after kicking her out of Mother's Day, grass, popcorn. Where the fuck is that information at? Yo, Crystal, we need that. Wayne gets named after his exes. She filed a lawsuit against him, Polo? Is that that's what you're saying? What the fuck they got going? Bruh, boy, it's a whole bunch of other shit going on. Y'all can hear me, right? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Shit, we need to find out what's going on with that. Yeah, that's crazy. Wayne getting a lawsuit against him. But like I said, we having breaking news. I don't know if Jimmy White is paying attention, but Jimmy White, you know the fucking Parish Jail, New Orleans Parish Jail? 11 inmates then fucking escaped from the motherfucker. So now they got the whole New Orleans on fucking alert. And one did get, they said they caught one, so 10 are still on the loose. So we was just getting an update on that. And then we're going back to this Puff Daddy trial. According to All World, I guess they over there name dropping. They say Cassie name dropping. So we got to get to this shit. We're gonna get to that real quick. Jim White, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
How the fuck can somebody escape the damn Parish Jail?
They escape what now?
The Parish, New Orleans Parish Jail.
Just break out.
Watching. Huh?
Break out.
Boy, they got New Orleans on high alert right now. Look at this. This is crazy. It's crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna wait about 2 more minutes on this. Let me find out what's going on.
Or what it's carrying right now. But you saw the escort there from the sheriff's office. We are awaiting that press conference at this hour to try and learn more details. At this point, we do know 10 people are still believed to be on the...
Wait, D-Rock and Cassie hooking up. What you mean? Oh shit. Hold on. You know what? Let me get to this motherfucking Puff Daddy shit. Yo, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me get back to this Puff Daddy shit. Hold on. D-Rock and Cassie hooking up. Hold on. Damn it, don't you be pump faking me. Hold on. We're gonna get to it. It's getting good, huh? It's getting good. She made a video post saying she is looking for an attorney after he put her out the house on. Oh, yeah. I seen that post. I seen that. I thought she had already filed it. The lawsuit. Let me get to this Puff Daddy shit real quick. But that's crazy though. 11 inmates have escaped a fucking jail. Let me see. Let me get to this real quick. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me drop that and let me see what the fuck going on. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Okay, bam. Let me stop that. All right, we finna get to this motherfucking Diddy shit. Where's the damn okay, it's the bill. Let's get to this bill. See what the Velt News got going on. Velt News should have that shit pulled up at this point. Oh, shit, this mic. Hopefully my damn mic ain't too loud. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Yeah, this is boy, it's a lot of shit going on, huh? Some shit going on in the world right now. Ooh, boy, some of these folk, they need Jesus. Jesus. They gonna need Jesus. They gonna need some goddamn Jesus around here. Okay, cool. Let's see. All right. Okay, so what's going on? Hold on. Okay, just entering. Hold on, let's see what's going on. Oh shit. My goddamn mic. Keep forgetting it's too close to my damn headphones. All right, cool. Let me pull this up. Then I'm gonna get to the Velt News. Hold on, y'all. Don has entered the courtroom. Okay, cool. So Cassie must be done. Let me go through this shit real quick. Pull this up real quick. Yeah, because we're gonna get some good information out of this shit today. Hold on. Okay. Where did we leave off at? Okay. I wrote we should talk and have closure. Combs. Mr. Combs sent back a tear face emoji. He said, "You were always my ride or die." Cassie says, "I thought it was nice. You'd be craving that." I don't think I was craving now. That's what Cassie is saying. Hold on, let me make sure I got this shit up properly. No, I want this shit up on the big screen. Yeah, we need this whole thing. Okay. Kingpin say he just seen Dawn walk in the courtroom. So she will be testifying today. The girl from Danny the Kane, Dawn. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see this as I go through it. Okay, cool. All right. So now Combs side is saying you shaped you over 11 years. Silence. You shaped each other. Cassie says yes. Your husband's a physical trainer. Cassie, yes. The house you grew up in Connecticut was relatively modest compared to mansions, right? And Cassie says yes. You were preparing to tour with a Matt Testa. Cassie says yes. He's a engineer. Once you settled your lawsuit, you canceled the tour, right? Cassie says yes, because you no longer needed the money. That wasn't the reason. That's what Cassie said. It wasn't the reason why she canceled the tour. After the hotel video came out, you posted on Instagram that domestic violence is the issue, right? Cassie says, yes, I still feel that way. So they say DX 1015, Mr. Combs wrote, want to freak off one last time. What did you write? Oh shit. Cassie says, I don't want it to be the last time. I want freak off for the first time. Wait, what? No further questions. Redirect. That's the judge said redirect. Wait a minute. Hold on. So DX 1015, I'm assuming that's a text. Mr. Combs wrote, want to freak off one last time. What did you write? Cassie says, I didn't want it to be the last time. I want freak off for the first time. No further questions. Oh shit, just says redirect. Hold on. So Johnson, Miss Ventura, you were shown this message where you ended. I don't want to freak off for the last time. I want it to be the first time for the rest of our lives. What did you say after that? Cassie says, yes, I'm horny. Just got off a UT. What? Just got over a UTI? I know you. Oh. So Miss Ventura, you were shown this message where you ended. I don't want to freak off for the last time. I want it to be the first time for the rest of our lives. What did you say after that? Cassie says, yes, I'm horny. Just got over a UTI. Oh shit. Okay, so you were shown messages today in which you and Sean were were kind and loving. Cassie says yes. Did those period ever last? They said objection. Judge says overruled. Cassie says no, they didn't last. They a downswing or whatever the fuck that's what there's a downswing. I guess that's what he meant. Johnson, what world did Sean open up to you? A world of chaos. That's what Cassie said. He opened up a world of chaos. In your 11-year relationship, who did you want to have sex with? Cassie, only him at that time. When Sean wrote "Seduce Me All Day," what did you do? Write about freak offs. She said, wait, hold on. When Sean wrote "Seduce Me All Day," what did you do? Write about freak offs. Oh shit. Hold on. Were you able to cancel work obligation for freak offs? Cassie said, yes, if I was told to. When you were shooting the movie in South Africa and you blocked him, how did he contact you? Through Mia. Whoever the fuck Mia is, that's what Cassie said, through Mia. Johnson, he said he didn't remember hurting you. Did you believe him? Not always, because I knew him. There were times he was pretty aware of what he was doing. It's just who he was. I'd see him be violent with other people. That's what Cassie said. On the way back from Canaan's, what did Sean do? He played a video of this Cassie. He played a video of me having sex with an escort. Huh? On the way back from Canaan's, what did Sean do? He played a video of me having sex with an escort. What did he say he'd do? He'd release it. When you got to New York, what did Sean ask for? A freak off, or he release it? That's what Cassie said. When Sean wrote, "You ready for the night?" what did he mean? Cassie, a freak off. What were you afraid? What were you afraid of he would do if you did not do the freak off? They said objection. Judge said overruled. I don't know that week. What you mean you don't know that week? So judge says next question. So they say, do you have any doubt that Sean raped you? But it's the R word. They say objection. Judge says overruled. She said, I have no doubt. After Sean raped you on August 18th, did you later have consensual sex with Sean during with your now husband FaceTimed you? Wait, what? Hold on. After Sean raped you on August 18th, did you later have consensual sex with Sean during which you're now, I'm assuming he's saying, during which your now husband FaceTimed you? Yes. What? What kind of shit is, wait a minute. Huh? Let's move along. Why did you cancel the tour? After I filed my civil suit, I was overwhelmed. Addressing the past the way that I chose to was overwhelming. I didn't want to go. Do you plan to file more lawsuits? Cassie, no. Would you give the $20 million back if you hadn't had to do freak offs? Objection. Judge says overruled. I will give it back to get my agency back. Did he beat you during the freak offs? Cassie says yes and starts crying. Johnson, were you open to freak offs at the beginning? Cassie says at the beginning. Did you tell him when you no longer wanted to do them? Cassie says yes, more than once. What concerns did you have about saying no to freak offs? Safety, career, love. Safety, career, love. That's interesting. No further questions. Miss Judge, this is the judge, Miss ESTV or whatever that name is. You knew Mr. Combs' sexual preference was these freak offs, right? Cassie, I learned. It was part of being his girlfriend. She said yes. Cassie says yeah. You kept your old device? Cassie says yes. I'm assuming they're talking about the phone. And freak off videos, in this case, they were all on those devices you kept from 2012 to 2014. Cassie, I don't know what year. You were able to stand at his side at the Met Gala. Being his girlfriend gave you access to producers. Cassie says yes. Beyond Kid Cudi, what other musicians were you put in the studio with? Were you in the studio with Nicki Minaj? Cassie says yes. This is the first and so far only reference to Nicki Minaj in this trial. See, now what the fuck Nicki Minaj got to do with this, y'all? What the hell Nicki Minaj? Not they didn't bring old Nicki Minaj. And he go to note, they're saying press has been informed that a falsified post of reporting has been circulating. The post below is not from the inner city press, which is reporting what it said in the U.S. versus Sun trial, which has not been included below. We're going to scroll past that because we don't know nothing about none of that. That could be fake news. Okay, let's get back to it. You were put in the studio with Lil Wayne, Cassie, yes. And with Ross and Pusha T. Am I forgetting any names? Cassie, you've got a lot of names. You are self-conscious about your musical talent, right? Cassie says, I wouldn't say that. You had a bad performance on 106 in Park early in my career. That's what Cassie said. You did music videos. Were they successful? Judge, may we have a brief sidebar? I guess they did a sidebar. Oh shit. D-Rock was like a member of your family, right? Cassie, yes, like a brother. The assistant Mia, you also had a friendship with. Cassie, yes. Okay, here you being with an explicit message, and he responded with one, you are actively sexting. Wait, her and D-Rock was sexting? You stated that you were feeling overwhelmed after filing your civil lawsuit, right? Cassie, yes. You recently received a settlement from the Intercontinental. Cassie, no. You made a demand? Question mark. Cassie, yes. 10 million maybe. And now she requested 10 million. Shit, is that it? Hold on, wait a minute. That can't be it. Hold on. Oh shit, that's from 9 minutes ago. Oh, we caught up. Holy shit. So we caught up, folks. Or is it more? Let me go to the goddamn Velt News. Holy fucking moly shit. Holy moly donut shop. You said refresh? All right, let me goddamn refresh because goddamn it, holy moly donut shop. Oh shit, I think I hit the wrong thing. Hold on. Bruh, yeah. Oh, they just willy-nilly name dropping, huh? Her and D-Rock got something going on? This is crazy. We finna get to the bottom of this. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go, folks. So the judge, anything further? Johnson, I have one question. Judge, I was asking Miss Esteva, or whatever her name is, can you wrap up in 2 minutes? This is the last thing I'll ask you to read. Miss Ventura. Cassie, thank you. We need closure and understanding. Why do you keep your devices? Cassie, I was afraid of what was on them. I wouldn't take them to the Apple store. One question. You just reached $10 million settlement with Intercontinental last week before the trial. Objection overruled. Yes. Wait, so she got 10 million? Wait a minute, what the fuck was that about? And that's it. So that's what we at right now, folks. Holy fuck. Wait, so she fucking got, why the fuck did she get 10 million from what? Somebody gotta update me. Hold on, Velt News. The fuck? You motherfuckers at Velt News. Come on, y'all gotta do your job. Hold on. Hold on, 1 minute donut shop. Oh, God damn it. Hold on, we gotta find out. We gotta get to it. Hold on. What the fuck is going on? Yo, can y'all hear me? Hold on. What the fuck is going on? Okay, what the Velt News got going on? Who was she sexting? That's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna go through this shit. Hold on. The husband knew. Now I see why Puff was able to still text her after they settled the lawsuit. Exactly, Polo. T Banks, the link's still the same, T Banks. You can just use the same link to come to the studio, T Banks, if you want to. T Banks, you see what the fuck is going on? You paying attention what the fuck is going on? Oh no, we getting in ya. Yeah. You get goddamn strawberry, then the following week you have consensual sex. That shit is crazy. Yes, like Polo, you see this shit? Getting piped on FaceTime, all world. Getting piped on motherfucking FaceTime. Come on, bro. They out here playing games, man. Man, they out here playing games. Polo, come on, man. Like we ain't no goddamn fools around here. T-Banks, we slow around here, T-Banks. Man, they can't motherfucking trick me. T-Banks, they trying to trick me. You ain't finna trick me. They can't trick me, T-Banks.
And look, this shit here.
T-Banks.
This shit here is
this shit working?
Hell yeah. Can you hear me?
Come on.
Freddie B, can you hear me?
T-Banks, I think your shit fucking up. Hold on. Let me drop it and bring it back up.
Hello.
There you go. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, T Banks. Like, you see what the fuck is going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, come on.
I told you. This is
Well,
just the pretense. That's why this case is catching so much traction, because it's going to be so many names that are brought up in this case. They
but I
just brought
still,
up.
but what Nikki them got to do with it? Is the Intercontinental the hotel they were in? I don't know, Polo. That's the thing. That's why I was like, Chris, somebody or one of y'all got to find out. Because why would she get a $10 million lawsuit from the Intercontinental?
Hmm?
Because that has nothing to do with the Puff case. That's not the Puff case.
Because they the ones that kept the video and didn't release it because he paid them off.
So that was
Mm.
the hotel that had the actual video, or the shit that came out. Is that the Intercontinental, Jimmy? Is what you're saying?
That's what I'm getting from
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
who had the video. Yeah, the hotel. The video released the video.
Somebody please confirm that for me. So
So
I know I
essentially,
ain't bugging, but go ahead.
the Intercontinental is the one that released it to CNN, and then CNN they did whatever they did to it and then put it out.
Right, that's what I'm assuming. But shit,
Yeah,
she got
that's
10
right.
million from them. God damn.
Hell yeah, nigga, they weren't
Holy,
supposed to release that, nigga.
huh?
They weren't supposed to release that. Do you not realize, nigga? What?
Yeah,
That's an
that's
easy
crazy.
10 mil. They released that video footage to a whole news network. Oh yeah, they didn't want their name brought up in this shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he should have been able to. Well, I ain't even gonna say that because that'd be crazy anyway. She 40. K-Ben says she a 40 mil, right?
But she is though. Hey.
Right. 20 from him, got them at 10 from them. Hey, she doing a bag run. That's
Mm,
crazy.
mm.
What you think though, T Banks?
I
This shit is
mean,
crazy.
nigga, this is like I said, this just the beginning. Like honestly, to be 110% honest with you, like I'm not even completely shocked about it. I'm not,
You're
because
not shocked about what?
about any of this shit that's coming out. How they bringing up Nikki, how they bringing up Ross, how they bringing up all these, like, it's not shocking, because you have to understand who Diddy is and how far his reach is, especially when it comes to that music. So yes, she gonna be in the studio and around a lot of folks. She's going to be around these people. So with that being said, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of names that get brought up. It's just a matter of the context that they're getting brought up in.
But
That's
see,
the
that's
whole
what I was
thing.
asking. But what was that context right there? That's my thing. That's why I'm like, what could have been the context in that moment? Yeah, she getting her bag. Could say she looking up. Go ahead.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of, all right, was Diddy able to put you in contact with these people? Did you have access to these individuals because of him?
But
So
they're
when
not
that
implying nothing sexual though with them. They ain't implying them into the freak offs, is what I'm
no,
saying.
but this is but let me clarify. This is still a defense question of her, right?
Yes, that's a defense. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a defense.
Now, you ready? That's
Yeah.
the point. Oh, so when you were with Diddy, you had access to all these high profile individuals. Cassie says yes. Oh, so then when did you say you didn't want to do any more freak offs? What is that you were afraid of? Love, career, and safety. The
Love
whole
careers.
thing.
Make that make sense. Talk to me and goddamn it, tell it to me now. You're going over my head. You're going over my head.
As she talks about career, that's her being able to have access to all of those individuals. So had she stopped doing the freak offs, had she left him and stayed away from him, that was it. Her career was shot. She did not want to do that. So what did she do? She stayed around. She continued freaking off so that she could constantly have access to those high profile individuals so that her career would flourish.
Right.
So
But
in
then,
turn,
but then we need to even speak on. You know who? Well, you probably don't know who D Rock is, right? D Rock, right? That's big man. He's been around Puff forever. He had did his bid, came out. That's Puff's man. Whatever, whatever. They implied that her and D Rock was sexting,
and hey,
talking freaky deaky shit to each other.
yeah, and that's how a lot of this is going to unfold. Remember how I said they're gonna have somebody who has information who's connected to some of this old shit that we've been talking about.
That ain't old shit though. I'm saying
No,
D
no, no,
Rock
no.
is they sent D Rock. Go ahead. What's your point?
But what my point is this: like you said, D-Rock, that was Big's people.
Yeah, but
See that?
he's big people from day one before Bad Boy Records existed.
And that's my point. That's
But
my
he's not.
point.
But he's not. But the defense is using him to tell Cassie like these freak offs, and she was steady sleeping with people that was right next to Puff. That's why I say I'm trying to figure out what you implying. Like D Rock's not going to go against Puff. That's what I'm saying. He's up there to prove, basically, like or say, but damn, you was doing all this shit with D Rock too. This is what you wanted. You were still doing these freak offs with my people. That's what I'm assuming what they're trying to prove.
I don't know. All world just put in the chat. D-Rock been talking.
See, all world said that, but where's where D Rock is throwing him under the bus?
We need receipts. All world, send some receipts. But at the end of the day, that's my point. You remember how you was like, yo, it's what they can prove.
Right.
You got to understand how wide and how deep you got Diddy circle moving. Folks who right next to Diddy. Folks who was right next to Big. Like you got to understand how far this ain't no just a solid 10-year run that this man had. He been in this game 10, 20, 30, 40 years, nigga. He got a lot of folks that are around him and that he was dealing with. So with that being said, with everything coming down the pipeline the way that it is, yes, somebody's going to come out and say something.
Right. And who's this speaking? Hold on, let me see what's going on. What's this dude? He giving because I think Cassie done for today.
Who tried to break her. So to him and all of those who helped him.
Somebody find out who is this.
Please
Because he's
know
outside the
this.
courtroom.
You did not. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room. You did not break the souls of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man. I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her as she has loved me. Her life is now surrounded by love, laughter, and our family. This horrific chapter is forever put behind us, and we will not be making additional statements. We appreciate all of the love and support we have received, and we ask that you respect our privacy as we welcome our son into a world that is now safer because of his love. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate the media's attention to this case as well. Thank you. I'll answer a few questions if I can. There's probably a lot of questions that I won't be able to answer, so I apologize. Can you tell us about the Intercontinental settlement?
What did you make of the defense questioning Cassie's credibility throughout this?
You know, I don't want to get into the province of what the jury is going to be deliberating on in this case. And all I would say and repeat is that my view as her lawyer, a witness to this case and not a party, is that she was brutally honest. She was candid, and she told him how it was.
Can you tell us about the intercontinental settlement that was just revealed in court?
I can't speak about that. The record is the record in the court, and I can't speak about it.
Miss BBC, I mean, you obviously saw her as she came off of the stand each day. Diddy was there in court. I mean, can you just give us a sense of what she was like coming off the stand?
Resilient is the word that comes to mind. She is a remarkable person. I mean, I've been representing victims, and I don't like to rank clients because they're all amazing people in their own right. But I have to say, in the last year and a half that I've known Cassie, I can't think of another person that I've met like her. In her not only her truth, but in having everything that she's gone through in the 10 years or so with Sean Combs, her drug addiction, her recovery, to be able to come into this courtroom and testify for the last week on these very graphic subjects is a true testament to her character.
How anxious is she for the outcome?
How much money has she made off of this?
She said on cross-examination that she does not need this for funds, and that when she looks back on their relationship, she still has some love for what they share. Could you explain that dynamic?
Well, it's a dynamic, I think, that'll be explained further in this case, perhaps through the expert witness, but it's a complex situation, obviously. I think we all know and can appreciate that there are many women, as I'm speaking here today, who are used by people who they love. They had a 10-year relationship. I think she readily admitted that there were some good times in that relationship, but that doesn't that does not obviously permit someone to do the things that she testified to her, and to control her and to subject her to physical and mental abuse that she suffered.
The last thing she said, hello, Mr. Weaver, thank you. I think when she ended her redirect this afternoon, she said she would give the $20 million back if she never had to do a freak off again. Speak to that, because I believe that was a very powerful moment in her testimony today.
It certainly was, and I believe it to be true. Cassie wanted to file that lawsuit because she wanted people who suffer in silence to be able to come forward and to give people confidence that they could do that. And I have no doubt in my mind that she could change her life, and this never would have happened. She would very thankfully give up that large sum of money.
Mr. Wigdor, do you think after all of this, after she's given birth, that she wants to go back into the entertainment business, or would she rather just put this whole chapter behind her? What's in store for her future?
I think it's too early to tell. She's obviously a great person, and talented person. And so I think right now she's focused on her family, putting this behind her, giving birth to.
Oh, I think the fuck not. No, this.
Hey, y'all.
Yo, Ape. Ape said, "What up? Can y'all hear me?"
Yeah, we can. I got a question.
Okay, hold on. Ape. No. Ape was asking, "What's up?" Ape, quick recap, because I know you got to take your ass back to the office. But basically, Cassie was on stage, name dropping. She mentioned Nicki Minaj. She mentioned they brought up D-Rock, and they were sexting between her and D-Rock. Who else they brought up? Did they bring up some NFL player? They brought up who else? T-Banks. Shit, I done forgot. Crystal can give you the update. And
they brought up Rick Ross.
I ain't seen no damn Rick Ross, did I?
Yeah, they definitely said Ross.
Oh yeah, she got 10 million from the Intercontinental. She got 20 million out of Puff Daddy. So she up millions. Cassie winning.
Let's see, hey, look,
get her 20 million back. If she
never had to do a freak off again. Wait, and that's the point, Polo. They still have him. Wait a second.
No, she said she would give it back if she can have some shit. Hold on.
No, that's what she said. She said she would give the 20 million back if she never had to do a freak off again. Wait a second. What you mean you would give it back if you didn't have to do another freak off again?
Wait, well, I'm lost. What the fuck that mean? Maybe that shit went over my head.
Nigga,
wait, what?
AKA, even after all this, she was still in the middle of the freak offs. You gotta understand what she said. What she said was that I would never do a freak off again. I would give the 20 million back if I never had to do another freak off again. That's pretty much her stating that it's still going on.
So she's still doing them.
Exactly. But my point is this.
She can't do them in jail, but go ahead.
Nigga, look at that last bullet point on the screen. Cassie testified she never saw Diddy again after the Kim Porter memorial service.
You know how many years ago that was?
Thank you.
That was some years ago.
Mm-hmm. So
she never saw him again.
Okay.
She said she never saw him again. That she testified also in the beginning. She stated that was her when she saw him in the courtroom. That was her first time ever seeing him since then.
Oh,
they haven't saw each other. Yeah, they haven't saw each other. That's why I was confused by what was y'all meaning by 20 million. That's why he was able to text her after the. Shit! Polo got me right there. Polo said, "No, okay." Polo said he could agree with you. Hold on. Polo said, "No." That's why he was able to text her. Now, Polo, I did catch that. Yeah, Khadijah, she got to be lying. See, goddamn it, T-Banks, you ain't good enough. See, think about T-Banks, I need some of these women to put this together for me. Because this is a lot of shit going on. Polo just reminded me during the fucking when they was just questioning her on the stand about the shit. This nigga spoke to her right even after the shit hit CNN, the videos.
Yep.
What is wrong with your mic, bro? Khadijah, please get this man the $20 cord mics. This man must be on the goddamn them AirPods still. Well, go ahead, T-Banks.
My phone charging right now. That's why I ain't got him in. But yo, that's the whole point. Like she's sitting back saying, "Oh, she never saw Diddy again after the memorial service." But wait a second, all this other shit that's going on, that's coming out, he's still able to text her. She lying. She's straight up lying. But what is she lying for?
See, that'd be my point. That goes back to what whoever brought up and say, what if Cassie is up here acting like why I said Woody just to throw the case?
Hmm.
Who was that, Lady Bird?
I think so.
Puff Still and exactly. That's what I'm going with right there, Polo. Ape crazy. Ape said T-Banks on the Chick-fil-A headset. Yeah, one lie on Cassie. One lie on Cassie. Because that's crazy. I'm trying to see what else. Did anything else? Hold on. Go ahead, T-Banks. I'm trying to see if something else came out. What else is that?
Nah, it's just that last bullet point just took me. Like that's what my head on. Like, wait a second. Cassie testified she never saw Diddy again after the memorial service. But again, you've had all this other shit go on. He didn't settled with her for $20 million. He's still able to be in contact with her and everything like that. Oh, that's a lie. You saw that man after that service. You know what, Kingpin? You know what? Go to sleep, nigga. Go to sleep. You and 8. I ain't got time for y'all. I ain't got time for y'all at all. But nah, yo, that's like this shit is wild, bro. This shit is really wild.
And the fact they put Nicki Minaj all in this, I said, bruh.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Polo. So you said that better not be Diddy baby. But he said that better not be Diddy baby she carrying. Sheesh.
Polo is
Hey yo, look, why y'all keep trying to put me on trial? This is not about me. Y'all keep my name out your mouth. This is about Diddy. This ain't got nothing to do with T-Banks. Dang, gone. Y'all go to sleep. All y'all. It's past y'all bedtime. Anyways. But nah, yo, this shit.
What the fuck is going on over here? Hold on. They got some other shit going on. They just said, hold on. Okay, that's the Cassie bullshit. Look, during the break, Combs, somebody, we object to the testimony of the witness after the special agent, Don Richard. Judge, why is this coming up at 3:30 p.m.? Going forward, you just addressed the things before the courtroom. So why are submissions not in the docket? What the fuck is happening with that? Anybody know what the fuck is going on? Wait, what the fuck would that mean?
So
We
what it
object to the
sounds
testimony of the witness after the special agent, Don Richard. Special agent? Wait, what? Why is this coming up? That's the judge saying, why is this coming up at 3:30? Hold on, we gotta go find that something. Hold on.
because when you put certain shit in, like you have to put that shit in before you know what I mean they open up that day. So apparently, whether it was the prosecution or the defense, they didn't submit this information until 3:30, which was 19 minutes ago. So the judge is like, nah, that shit's not about to fly. I'm not going to allow that in because y'all did not submit this information beforehand.
Okay, yeah, so they must be waiting because ain't nothing going on right now. This is crazy, bro. Let's see what they saying on somebody keep me updated with that shit. Hold on, boom boom. Let me see what they say.
And carry her testimony into a second week, but it's only day 4 and it's explosive.
It's
It
day
really
5.
is.
Yeah, it really is. And the lawyer for Cassie is saying hopefully wraps up. We are continuing to give you these updates.
Dude, they make all that fucking money. Bro, I can't listen to them. Hold on. Let me find somebody else. These motherfuckers get paid all that fucking money and they got fucking terrible ass mics. Or recordings. Hold on, y'all. Let me find some better mic people because what the fuck they got going on? I don't know what the fuck they using, bro. That is crazy. We don't get to some goddamn understanding around here. We need A1 mics around here. Need them goddamn B mics and let me see what this sounds like.
Kids for their unwavering support, and I am grateful for all the kindness and encouragement that I have received. I am glad to put this chapter of my life behind me to rest as I turn to focus on the conclusion of my pregnancy. I ask for privacy for me and my growing family. That is what the lawyer read.
So that was Cassie's lawyer.
Fine also put out a statement too. Once that gets released, I'll share that again too.
So that was Cassie's lawyer.
Yeah, that was
y'all can hear, right?
Cassie's gonna put him in prison. Cassie
Right,
already put him in jail.
Let's get some
She's gonna
updates.
put him in prison. Like literally prison. For the rest of his life. Seems like that's happening right before our eyes in real time.
And whoever this person is, we can tell he wants to see Puff locked up. Whoever this dude is.
All right, nothing yet. We're still waiting.
I don't like this dude.
Nothing new on there. So we're waiting for the agent. Now, I've been Googling around a little bit about this agent here. See if I can get any pictures. The only thing I can see is a 2000 where she worked for like the Bethel Police Department.
Listen to him for a couple of minutes, y'all. Let's see what else is going on. And then, Chris, if you can, where's Thinker? You guys update me if he gets to
Special
posting
Agent
again.
Yasin Binda. Could be Binda. Looks like Binda. B-I-N-D-A. Like Linda Binda. And if you just do a quick Google on her, I mean, CNN has put her name there.
Man, who is this illiterate
It's not
can't read dude?
Not a really popular name. I mean, not many people have that name. Really nothing on her. You know, a lot of times the special agents and the law enforcement, really, there's limited stuff on social media. They don't go on social media. I'm going to just put in the description of how she testifies. Because I like to keep key names.
Yo, Polo, I guess Ross ain't gonna have no more lemon pepper wings, huh?
All right, here we go. Come on in, folks. How's everyone feeling today? Has anyone been here all day long with us? We've been on now for 7.5 hours. Typical 9-hour day when this thing is going on. About 9 hours each day. So we will be back Monday. But we'll be talking about the case throughout the weekend too. We'll be on. And then seeing some of the experts and stuff. I'm paying close attention here. The jury is back in the courtroom less than 1 minute ago. All right, we're about. Special agent has been called to the stand. All right, agent is on the stand. Let's see what we got. Agent for who? Agent for who? What law enforcement agent? Special agent sounds like FBI. Special agent, FBI. Special agent. 2007, she was featured, I think it's a she, with the Bethel Police Force. I think this agent is a female.
Man, not that they got Gene Deal on the stand that quick.
Yeah. It's a female. Bethel, Connecticut. Intern with the United States Marshal Service. According to her bio, this is the special agent. Here, I'll actually screenshot this and put this in the screen so we know who's testifying. Here, I'll get this up here. Hold on. I'm going to send this over to you, Magnolia. It's kind of like a bio. It's a public bio of her. It's her. Interesting, she's from Connecticut, where Cassie was from. There, stand by. I'll get this up shortly. I'll get this together for all y'all so we can know who's testifying. So we have a face to who's testifying. Stand by. I'll put this up shortly. We got special agent. A lot of times in Fed cases, the agent, special agent, lead investigator testifies. Special agent. Yasin Binda. Jory's back in the room. All right, we're waiting to see what she says. She's not going to be on that long. It doesn't appear. Sometimes agents go a while. Sometimes they don't. Here you go.
So it's a
Here's her bio.
woman police. Did we find out?
I'm able to scoop this up.
Not they didn't find out who it
It
is.
says background check. Intern at New York State Office of Inspector General. Looks like she's from Bethel, Connecticut. Intern at the United States Marshal Service. Paralegal at Dorff and Nelson. Assistant teacher at the YMCA. Recruiting intern at Northwestern Mutual. So she has she was a sales associate at American Eagle. Went to John Jay College of Criminal Justice. She has a master's degree. That's who's testifying. That's who's on the stand right now.
Wait, what?
Yasin Binda, special agent. So
why would they have a
say
special
anything
agent
about
up here?
Agent, FBI agent.
She looks
But
like
she
she's
was
black
an
too.
intern prior to the United States Marshal Service. And looks like she also has law enforcement ties to Bethel.
Wait, that's a
Connecticut,
black woman, right? Or
where
am I
Cassie's
tripping?
from.
Y'all can see that picture, right? That's a black woman, right?
Maybe she's the one that contacted the feds in Connecticut and got the feds to investigate this case originally with a special agent from Connecticut. Thought that's interesting. She's from Connecticut. So
Oh,
here's your
I
person.
forgot about that. Show did.
Here
He
first
said, "Worry
on
about that
JLR
shit with Puff."
investigates.
She mixed. No, she
That
don't
is
look.
who's up.
She mixed. Oh, okay.
Testifying. Let me see if
Look
I can
like
get
a
a
black
bigger
woman. You know they
picture
be
of
doing
her.
all them damn filters, Khadijah. This crazy work, y'all.
Next up.
Yeah, where's Krista? Krista, find out who the fuck
Agent.
that girl is. Because why is she up there testifying anyway? Is like she one of the key witnesses?
Now,
What's
some
going?
jurors don't like agents. Some jurors don't like law enforcement. Some jurors don't feel like law enforcement's credible.
Because they don't be.
Some
They be.
people have a
Some of them
disdain
police
towards
officers be
law
full of shit. But it's a good question though. Why she up here?
All right, what do we got? Let's get some details. As we're wrapping up this day, we've got about an hour left, I would say. Jury entering. Okay, so we have a new AUSA doing the questioning. Madison Smyser, S-M-Y-S-E-R. Good afternoon. Where do you work? Oh, look at this. Agent Yasin Binda, HSI, in the human trafficking group. I'm in the crisis negotiation group too.
Wait, what?
HSI agent. Did you serve subpoenas in this case? Yes, she says.
Oh, shit.
The human trafficking group. She's HSI, human trafficking. Not good for Diddy. Dude, they literally have a human trafficking agent.
They got to prove this shit.
She confirmed that she handled the logistics for Sean P. Diddy Combs' arrest on September 16, 2024.
She's up there now on the
She
stand.
searched
That's what he
the
reading out.
room at the Park Hyatt where Combs was staying. All right.
See what a lot of
She
people
searched the room.
She searched the room. Okay.
What was in that room?
So
Stand by.
if they talking about that room, oh shit, Miami,
Park
Carisha.
Hyatt where Combs was staying.
Yeah, she the one who arrested him. Where's Carisha?
Special agent searched the room.
Did y'all forget about Carisha and the pink drugs? Young Miami. So hopefully this lady don't bring your name up or your name don't come
when
up.
Sean Combs was arrested, where did you go? The Park Hyatt, room 2115, where he was staying. Photo of entrance showed to the jury. What did you do? We assigned a letter to each room and began to search. This is going to be interesting because they might say they have uncovered something in the course of searching Diddy's room at the hotel. This will be interesting. The Park Hyatt Hotel. We know about that place. We saw the images of
Oh, what the fuck? If she deals with sex trafficking, what the fuck the room got to do with trafficking?
The Park Hyatt.
Anybody know where the Park
Special
Hyatt is
agent.
in New York?
Search the room.
So apparently, yeah, she is the person who probably arrested him. But what the fuck this got to do with
Luxury
trafficking?
hotel located at 57th Street, West 57th Street, right by Carnegie Hall. You know, it's crazy because it's only a few blocks away where Luigi Mangione shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. It's literally the hotel is 2 blocks away and it's towards the park. Remember, we took the route. What's on West 57th Street?
Yeah, Khadijah, that's what we're waiting on. We trying to figure out what the fuck did this U.S. Marshal, who's supposed to be a part of trafficking, what the fuck did you find? And they bringing up this hotel where he was arrested at.
So 3 blocks away, directly 3 blocks away to the north. This is where this hotel was, where Diddy got arrested, right before Central Park.
I'm assuming, Krista, I'm gonna go check it out and see if any city press is on top of this as well, because I'm
Right
assuming that's what he's
before
reading.
Central Park.
Let me go see.
Dun, dun. What do we got? What was in the hotel room? Baby oil. That's what she's going to say. She might say baby oil. Baby oil all over the place.
They need to chill out with that because we don't give a fuck about
That'd
no
be
baby oil
crazy.
shot.
Yeah, baby oil up to the top.
Sick of this
the
baby
breast.
oil
Wouldn't that be
shit.
crazy.
With no drugs in the baby oil. Well, give us some proof. There was some drugs in the baby oil.
What did you get?
Let's see.
I'm waiting. Waiting to find out what they actually found. All right, we're here waiting.
They found baby
What'd you
oil
get?
mixed with liquid
What
cocaine.
did you get in Diddy's hotel room? Room 2115, Combs stayed in. Surprised he didn't stay in room 112.
Look at him. Now he's going to be funny about room 112.
Surprised Combs didn't stay in room 112.
Man, get this old raggedy ass dude out of here.
What was
man.
the room in the movie The Shining?
We got to be patient. At least he
227?
going through it. Got to go through it with him.
112. Remember the rap group 112? We stay in room
They
112
weren't
where
even
the
rap. They
players
was
go,
R&B.
right?
Like, that's what I'm
112.
I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna mute up.
Surprised he didn't stay in 112. 2115. Some celebrities like, I want a certain room. Room 666. His sons were in that room too.
They said we'll sign a letter to each room and begin to search. Yeah, he was in room
Yeah,
2115.
112 was a group, right? Affiliated with Diddy, right? 112.
Yeah, don't bring in 112. 112 ain't got shit to do with this. Don't bring their name up. They ain't got nothing to do with this.
R&B group 112. Produced by Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Yeah.
See, that's how you know. That's how you know this dude is clueless, man. This why if y'all gonna be in the music business, man, these folks don't care nothing about y'all. They'll pretend like they give a fuck about y'all records. They don't.
He actually
They really
rapped about
don't.
that, he said.
I'm telling y'all, they don't give 2 fucks about y'all in the entertainment business. They just buy your records and just want to be a part of the party. That's it. But when they
All
come
right,
to
we're
shit like
waiting.
this, they're gonna embarrass y'all every single time. Every single time they're gonna embarrass you.
Then I'm at the edge. I'm actually out on the edge of my seat. This is the picture of the agent, by the way. We got the special agent. So you guys know a face to the people. So as each person testifies, we'll kind of throw up their image, so we know who's up.
Okay, he ain't said nothing else. The last part is he was talking about.
I think
They
she'll be
asked a
just
question
fine.
about the
This is a
2115
human
room he
trafficking
was in.
agent. Investigates human trafficking. I wonder
That
what's
should go. They got a
found in
picture of
that
her right there.
hotel.
Yassine Binda. Yeah, she got to be. Yeah, she mixed breed. You was right.
I'm
Khadijah.
waiting.
Yeah, that ain't no black woman. That's a mutt.
Hey, also,
That's one of the mothers.
woman agent. Believable? Not that, we're not going into.
So he doing a good job of. He doing a good job of
Woman or
reporting.
man agent makes a difference, but
Lady Burke, shut up. You get your
woman
ass
agent?
backstage. It's the same fucking link,
What's that
Lady
look
Burke.
like to a jury?
I know you about your computer. God damn it, I need some goddamn assistance around here. Jim White and T Banks can't help me. T Banks is doing a good job to make sure when I'm goddamn it trying to look up
What
something,
did
he can talk.
Garagos say about it? Garagos, Mark
Now you
Garagos, who's
driving.
on the
Lord have mercy.
defense team here. I don't know what his role is exactly, but he literally got scolded
Where's
by the
Stinker
judge
at?
in this case
Ex
because he
Stinker,
called the
Krista, ex
prosecution
Stinker,
team
is
a
she home
six-pack
yet?
of white
By her
women.
computer, or is she busy?
And
I need
judge was
somebody to
like,
buy that computer.
No, you ain't saying that, dude. No more. We're watching. He said it on a podcast.
Yeah, Polo, that's where we
with,
at right
the
now. That's her
TMZ
right there.
founder.
Special Agent Baby
Garagos
all right
just
there.
got scolded by the judge. Judge was like, "Yo,
Shit is
I'm
crazy.
watching
what they
you.
talking
You got a new subscriber to your podcast." That's what the judge was like. You got a new subscriber because I'm gonna be watching what you say. Like, never has the judge ever heard a lawyer call the prosecution team a six-pack of white women. That's what he said. Mark Garagos, the Menendez guy lawyer, he's on this case too. His daughter's on the defense team too.
Like all this shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah, his daughter's on. Mark Garagos is on at some sort of role capacity. He got signed on. The Garagos demands a lot too. They're saying that Mark, his lead attorney, two Marks. Both Marks actually in the way they demand, their rate of, their services, they're both at $1,700 an hour. That's sick money. You're not going to really get many lawyers on this earth that command $1,700 an hour. $500 an hour is a lot. And that's really top 10, but they got top lawyers. I think Jay-Z's lawyer, Sparrow, Alec Baldwin's attorney's up there. He's good. There's not many attorneys around the country. There's one out of Texas they like. His name is Dick DeGuerin. They say he's really good. He's up there.
No,
There's
what
not
this
many
guy?
defense
This guy just running
attorneys
his
on
mouth.
earth that will command.
Did you serve subpoenas in
so
his case?
much money.
He said yes.
$1,700 an hour.
Dude,
It's
he just
sick.
running his mouth at this point.
It's a waste of money on the federal level. I will tell you, all the money in the world ain't going to get you to beat a RICO case, man. It's just not. It's not. All the money, you can have all the money. You're just wasting your money away. You're just wasting it. Wasting it. Diddy, honestly, I know they offered him a plea bargain. He would have better off had a public defender, a federal public defender, work out a plea bargain that might have been even better than what a lawyer could do. And I'm serious.
Okay, I see. Krista, you
Those
still in
federal public
Walmart?
defenders
I
are
forgot
pretty
she's
good.
busy. Krista's in
And they're not going to get you anything worse than a high paid lawyer. They're really not. Again, people.
What you talking about? All world. Jimmy
they
White been
hire
saying
these,
what? I wasn't paying
lawyers
attention.
on the federal level because they think they're going to go to trial and they're not going to go to trial. Your lawyer's going to convince you not to go to trial. And you've already forked over $100K getting the same amount of time you would have got with a public defender. Same amount of time. Nothing better. Except a lawyer that comes visit you once in a while in a detention center. Oh,
For who to take the plea? All right, you good, Krista? Okay, I figure you still was out.
dude, I'll say it again. If you ever caught up in a Fed case, and I hope none of you are, please don't get caught up in a Fed case. If the Fed gets you, you're done. But if you do not waste your money on a private attorney. Do not. Just take the public defender. It's free.
Fuck that shit. You don't take
Learn
no
from
plea.
your mistake and go on. Hopefully you don't make.
I don't believe in
mistakes.
that. Don't take no
Feds.
pleas. Crank that jury up. He did right. Crank the jury up.
Feds have so much on their plane anyway. They're not. I mean, in order to be trapped with the
But
feds,
y'all got to think about it like
or
this, right?
indicted or arrested by the feds, you got to do something serious here.
Let me mute him. because he blabbering at this point. The reason why I get why my brother probably Jim White is saying take the plea because it's the feds. Fuck all that. Take the plea for fucking what? I'm not taking no plea. Crank the fucking jury up and let's go. The reason being is because think about A$AP Rocky just beat his case, Thug beat his case, and the last guy after Thug, he is the only person he walked away scot-free from a RICO. So Puff, aka Diddy, the Diddler, he has an opportunity right now. If they don't fucking prove a RICO case, he's going to walk. His career is over. Like, he's lost a lot of money. He probably won't come out as a billionaire. But if he walks, he's fucking a walking goat. Let's be honest. He'll be a walking goat. That's the chance he has to take, right? Because, yeah, you can look at it like, oh, he's up. He could go down for 15, 20, or life in the feds. But he's going to go down. He's not a rat. All of that shit they didn't talk about him. At least he's fighting his case. Why take the plea? Don't take no fucking plea when you know all of these motherfuckers involved. If that's the case, he need to Nino Brown their ass, which I wouldn't be mad if more motherfuckers come out and start talking their shit and Puff say, okay, like how they look at the names they throwing around. Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Michael B. Jordan, who else they didn't, all these names they bringing up. Lauren London, just all these different fucking names.
And didn't they bring up Breezy too? They brought up Chris Brown?
Chris Brown, yes, an NFL player. So what would be wrong with Puff with y'all brought up these names? So if he get up there and he talks to the jury and he says, look, all of these motherfuckers, we all was doing the same shit, but I'm got like, okay, domestic violence, you got me. I accepted that. That was domestic violence though. That was not a RICO. That's not racketeering. They haven't proved racketeering. They haven't proved organization crime. They haven't proved sex trafficking. They haven't proved what's the other shit they trying to hit. They haven't proved none of that. All they've proven is he's a nasty motherfucker and he do nasty P-Valley shit. You can't lock. That's not his case. His case is not he's a super freak and nasty as a motherfucker. And like to get other men semen spread across his chest. That's not what he on fucking trial for. But y'all trying to put him on trial for that. But then lock everybody up. Because basically he can sit here and say, well, shit, we all was doing it. But why am I here? But that's not what he's up there for. Prove, goddammit, he was doing some RICO shit. But them was gun cases. What do you mean them was gun cases? I'm talking about they ain't proved no racketeering against him.
He can't let go. And even when Cassie's gone, she's replaced and he's still doing RICO. I wonder who the victims are. Watch,
okay, look, she's saying it right now.
I'm telling you, some bombshell.
Okay, so ain't no bum. He just fucking talking. Shut up. You hate Puff. But listen, okay, what was your role? Agent Biden, whatever her name is. She said, I took photos of the items, then signed them over to 6051 from 6051 form. Then the AUSA, was this found in the closet? Photo shown, plastic bag full of JJ baby oil. And what the fuck is Astroglide? What the fuck is that? So they finding, what the fuck is Astroglide? Somebody gotta tell me. The fuck is that? So basically she done found baby oil and Astroglide. Is that drugs? But what's wrong with it?
Found
if
in
it's
the
a
bathroom?
kid?
Several bottles of baby oil in his bathroom.
See, lube.
Now the bedroom.
Look, so
what was found in the LV bag?
See, he just talking.
Then
boy, shut your stupid ass up. But listen, so Polo, you saying that's lube. So they found baby oil and lube. That's freak off shit. He's a horny freak. Nasty horny P-Valley freak. That's not why he's on trial. Why they keep, unless the motherfuckers come say, we have full proof of evidence that this was not lube, this was not baby oil, this was drugs, and he was forcing these drugs in somebody or on somebody and making them take them. Still, that ain't even the case. Not Ladybird said that's the Ladybird, not you know. Yeah, Ladybird all dried up, T-Banks. Yep, she just, how you know? I don't even know. I didn't know what the fuck that was. I'm so glad I don't know what the fuck that shit is. Ladybird said, not that's the good lube. Ladybird, the fact that you know what it is, yeah, she dry down there. T-Banks. Ladybird is yeah, Ladybird need all the lube and all the motherfucking baby oil possible. Don't shit work on her but her mouth. Jimmy White might be right. Ladybird fireplace went out and she ain't got nothing but her mouth. That's it. They can tie this case up in litigation for years with all them names he could drop. Take everybody down with you, Nino Brown. Exactly, Polo. But Polo, they ain't said one name. He ain't did no snitching. He ain't did no 6ix9ine. He ain't did none of that shit. Look, she to my lube intensifies the sexual experience. No, Ladybird just say you're dry and you need all of that. Ladybird ain't fucking up. You think I'm a fool? What T-Banks at? T-Banks, you there? Yeah, Polo, she might have been. But Polo, Ladybird making it clear. The fact that she know this is the good lube, that means she need it. That means she's dry. Y'all didn't hear Cassie when she was on the stand and Cassie kept saying, Puff said it's too dry. Basically, he would squirt and put more baby oil everywhere. Everybody need to be wet in baby oil. So if you know about that, that means you're not wet. Ladybird sound like them women. Well, you got to do it like this to get me wet. Well, you see, if you do it like this, well, see, I need the right man to get. No, ain't no damn right man to get you wet. Nothing. That's bullshit. I know some motherfucking women, boy, they stay hot and ready and they leaking Polo at their job. Some of them, one girl told me she stays so wet, she has to take and exchange 2 tampons throughout her workday out of 8 hours. That's how wet she is. Why she at work? While she's at work, that's how wet she is. She stay wet. Like, come on, I'm gonna keep it real. Shit, if you just dry down there, Ladybird, that's on you, Ladybird. You all dried up. What was a Allure song back in the day in the 90s? All cried out? No, Ladybird is all dried up. But fireplace don't work. Like you want to say, it don't get hot down anymore. So she need all them toys, the roses. She need all that extra shit. While Puff Daddy was telling Cassie, that's what Cassie understood. Cassie knew he wanted her wet. That means Cassie wasn't wet no more. So he had to squirt lube and baby oil. He needed a whole bunch of shit to make sure she was wet. And there's women out here, you blow on them, you can whistle on them, and it's like water. Here she talking about. Now look, she want to come up here. I thought you were driving. Come up here to defend yourself. Now you want to defend yourself. Now you coming to defend yourself. You ain't driving now. You want to defend yourself.
No.
Okay, you're dry. Okay,
No,
we get
I'm
it. You're yes, you
No,
are. You're dry.
I'm not.
Come
They
up here and
have
explain to me
different-
why it
no,
intensifies you.
They have different types of lube. They have warming lube. They have different types. They have edible lube. There's different. It's not just you people use lube because they dry. There's multiple reasons for lube. And most women, when you are having dryness, vaginal dryness, you don't get lube. You actually have to get something for your OBGYN because that is not a lube thing. That is a different type of thing. So, yeah.
But only dry women have to figure that out.
No,
A
they
woman who
don't.
wet don't know nothing about that.
Lube, no, listen. Lube actually
Listen what?
intensifies. If you use warming lubrication when friction is involved has an intensity that it creates. It just heightens the experience. I get it. You don't use all these other things. You don't use toys. You don't use lube. I get it, Freddie. We get it. But some people like that because they like the intensity of the moment.
Oh, you got it, girl. Yo, Chris Brown back there. Free Chris Brown. Well, we know you ain't got it. Like the song saying, you got it, girl. You got it, girl. Well, we know you ain't got it because I just heard what you said.
Here's the thing for the baby oil. I'm still trying to understand what was they doing. Was they like jumping in pools of baby oil and lube?
No. This is what they explained on the stand. If you listen, because you just gave the that was yesterday. That was from yesterday. So I'm gonna recap you, and then I gotta get back to what you just lied about.
What were they doing with the baby oil?
God damn, I see why you fuss with T-Banks. You act just like him. You do the same shit. Well, hurry up, T-Banks. Because T-Banks, you get long-winded. You're going to make me forget my fucking train of thought. Now, matter of fact, I'm going to address what you said first, right? You said when they need it for a certain feeling or whatever the fuck you just said. Now I can't even remember. But the point that I'm making, Ladybird, You don't need all of that shit when a woman is wet. Like whoever put it in the chat, right? They usually normally use that baby oil and that lube shit you talking about. That's for the forbidden hole, right? When the woman wants you to put it in all your, I get it, but that's what that's for. But what I'm telling you, right? This is how I know if a woman saying, well, we need baby oil, we need, what you need all that for? Because a woman that she's actually wet, you don't need it. Because especially if you make her have an orgasm and she's super, super wet, she becomes the baby oil, is what I'm saying.
Hold on, wait.
Now, if you don't know nothing about that, that just tells me you don't get that wet.
Hold on, wait. They were using the, hold on. Answer this. What were they using the, because you are not.
They was using the baby oil, right? You know, when you're having a lot of sex. No. The other shit, what you said was the lube. The point that I'm telling you is, right? The baby oil, the way Cassie explained it, right? He likes it to where everybody is basically, you know, after you having a bunch of long sex, right? For hours and hours and shit, right? Like move on. So basically he wants everybody to not be dry. He wants baby oil everywhere that turns him on just to look to see basically everybody shining and glistening with the baby oil, but naked. But the
y'all look like y'all done got turkey basted.
See, fuck all that. You want the troll. This is what I'm telling you. So that's what it was for. So I'm saying that's what he wanted, everything slippery. He wanted everything slippery because he's like, whoever put it in the chat, he likes the forbidden hole, right? That's his thing. He wants all that type of shit going on, right? So he want everything easy access. Your mouth, what God made for a woman and for a man to put it in, and the forbidden hole. So but the point is this.
That explains all these UTIs. That explains it.
Yes, that's what another woman said. Yes, but because it's a bunch going on. But here's not. But here's my point. But he just like extra baby oil. That's why they said that's why it wasn't a big deal when you see 1,000 bottles of baby oil, because he uses a lot of it. I think they said about 20 bottles just for one session.
Dang.
20 bottles for one session.
Dang.
So it makes sense now why you need 1,000 bottles. If you're doing this every day and you getting it going for hours and hours and hours, that's a lot of motherfucking baby oil, and whatever that shit you said is considered lube. But that's not my point. Now my point back to what you were saying. Now don't come your happy ass up in here and try to explain to me, because there are some women, now they ain't gonna never be baby oil extra wet the way he like it. But some women, I'm telling you right now, you do not need no lube. You don't need no baby oil.
I know I don't.
But apparently you do.
No, I don't use it. Only if that's what the guy prefers. Some guys prefer.
Why would a guy prefer that? Why would he prefer that?
Because it
What?
depends on what you're doing. If you're doing the forbidden hole, they might prefer it. If you
So you didn't hear me. What up, Thinker? It's the same link if you want to come in. We're just talking about the other agent. She on the stand right now. We're gonna get back to that as the more of the information come out.
So that agent that's on the stand, she's what kind of agent?
Trying to change the subject. We're gonna get to that. Ladyberg, no. We're gonna stay right here because you a fake freak.
No,
but the more you talk, it let me know you a fake freak.
No.
Now, here's the point. And I know hopefully them damn children can't hear me. But this is what I'm saying. T Banks, and why you wanted to, I heard you, T Banks, damn near want to come up off that mic. Here's a fact. What I'm saying is there are some women, maybe just not Lady Bird, maybe not these women that's over here, that's in the chat right now. But there are some women, I'm telling you right now, they get so fucking wet, my dude. T Banks, and all you did was whistle on them. That nigga, you do not need baby oil. You don't need lube. I'm talking about for the forbidden hole.
Well, that's a fact.
Shall I repeat myself?
That's true.
I'm saying you don't need none of that. I'm talking about T Banks. The moment you put on her back, right? After about 3, 4, 5 positions, you put on her back, T Banks. She dripping, so boy, it's flowing down there. I'm saying in the forbidden hole, it's wet T Banks is wet everywhere, all the way up the crack. It's just wet. So what is Lady Bird talking about?
No, I agree with that. You're right. It is. Yes, a lot of women out there like that. Polo
It's just not you. You just need a toy. I get it. It's just you.
Polo is
my people.
Wild, yo.
Polo, my people. No, Polo know what the fuck going on. Lady Bird a fake freak.
Polo said going back from what you say, you can't go back and forth between the outhouse and the snack shack.
That's a motherfucking fact. But that's what Lady Bird been over there trying to do with T Banks. And all she been getting is sores in her mouth. Now we know why you got sores in your mouth, like Cassie.
You know what? Don't be putting that out there like that. Have people thinking that for real.
Whoa, wait a second. Hold on.
Wait
a second.
One mic on Khadijah.
Man, see Freddie out here. You know what?
Shoot, the forbidden hole in the snack shack.
Wait, what is
What's
we
wrong with that?
broadcasting on? Cause I need to know the
What, we
hell.
ain't on Twitter. We on motherfucking. We live on motherfucking Twitch.
Listen.
It's live on Twitch, and we talking our shit on YouTube. What are you talking about? Because we PG-13 right now. Now we ain't going too far. We talking about the forbidden hole in the snack shack. What's wrong with that? And baby oil. We can say baby oil.
We
Shit.
can say, man,
Oh, world, that's a motherfucking lie. There ain't no P vet around here. But maybe a lady bird do like the P Diddy files. She want to be peed on. That what Cassie say she like. She was telling the boy he didn't know how to pee in her mouth, right? Or whatever kind of shit. What is this?
Yeah, he wasn't doing it right. He had to
Ketamine.
have.
Yeah. Hey, Thinkaboo.
Thinker,
y'all.
what up, Thinker? You still in the car? Okay, they asked another question. What's this? The agent said bags of pink powder found in the medicine bottle. The pink powder was found to be ketamine and MDMA in the bottle. What the fuck is an MDMA?
Was that stuff that was mixed in the baby oil, or that was just in a whole separate bottle?
It was found in the medicine bottle. Bags of pink powder were found in the medicine bottle. The pink powder was found to be ketamine and MDMA. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's Molly. Oh, okay. Molly and ecstasy. Okay. All right. Well, shit, motherfuckers been on Molly and ecstasy for years. That's crazy. What they trying to say? That's a bad thing? Oh, so that's it. Okay. Time Out said MDMA is ecstasy. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just was reading the update that's coming out of the courtroom right now. But go ahead. I mean, what y'all think about that? So that's the agent, because if y'all don't know, quick recap, we is getting the information coming out of the courtroom right now. So that's what just came out. They have an agent on the stand. Cassie is done. She's finally done. So now they got an agent up here that works with the human trafficking department she was a part of the people who arrested him in the New York hotel. And she's on the stand now. That's the information that we talking about. It says the jury saw photos of the expensive Park Hotel room and Ziploc bags filled with Johnson's baby oil and lubricant, which were recovered from bags in the entryway closet and bathroom. So that's y'all update. Now where we at with it? Hello? You say ketamine is that Jeffrey Dahmer shit. What is the fuck is the Jeffrey Dahmer shit? Yeah, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, all world. We know that's what he was on. He said, Cassie even admitted that they had a high tolerance of being on these type of drugs. You gotta think about these folks do drugs from the time they get up to the time they go to sleep. Y'all gotta remember that. Ladyberg, you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening. That's crazy.
Yeah.
To be like on drugs that much, and that's like you when they like that, they in a whole nother reality. They not in our reality.
Cassie said they used to get so high and be having a freak off until they pass out. I've never heard of that. T-Bank's lying ass talking about this is what he used to do. T-Bank, shut your
Yeah, right.
ass up.
T-Bank lying.
He lying like a motherfucker.
He definitely lying.
Hey,
If I ask Khadijah right now, Khadijah, where you at, Khadijah? Y'all had sex so good till you pass out, Khadijah. Well, Khadijah ain't gonna confirm that. Khadijah, can you confirm or deny?
When I was sitting back here and I had my own freak off going on until motherfuckers passed out.
Khadijah say you ain't never made her pass out.
Oh well.
T-Bank,
Right.
you don't. T-Bank, you pass out in 2 minutes.
Hey, girl, you know what? I pass out in 2
She
minutes.
did put the picture up yesterday,
Wait,
T-Bank. We got evidence,
I
T-Bank.
pass out in 2 minutes just like think of feminist.
Hold on.
Hello?
Hold on. I got a question. You were getting peed in your mouth?
Hell no.
You were peeing
Oh
out?
shit.
Urination.
Oh, we got content.
Urination going on.
That's a
Wait a minute. What in the Diddy T-Bank's got going on? T Diddy.
Oh, no,
T Diddy, we got questions. You was on the stand now.
Yo,
gotta
see,
mute up.
I'm
I'm
right
asking
here.
the questions around here. The fuck?
Ain't no goddamn urination going on. The hell? Nah, that's Diddy shit.
I didn't know you were that type of person.
See, Lady Bird, he can't say nothing. Nah, she's standing right there. Khadijah.
Right here. I ain't worried about
Khadijah, according to Polo, the prosecutor, Polo and All World, the prosecutor said that T-Banks, y'all used to get so high till you pass out.
Hold
Can
on,
you
no,
confirm or
see,
deny?
it's bullshit. See, this is where the prosecution is lying. Okay, this is where the defense steps
Yeah.
in and states that Mr. Banks stated that this was something that was going on prior to meeting Miss Khadijah.
Yeah, all right, Mr. P. Banks.
I don't
Mr.
believe it. We don't believe it.
We don't believe it.
Who said redirect?
Overruled. Redirect, overruled, T Banks. You don't pass out in 2 minutes. 2 minutes don't make you pass out. Come
Hey,
on with
look,
it. They were
look,
going for
no,
2
no,
days.
ain't no 2 minutes. Girls got it.
He just now caught that. You see that, Freddie? He just caught it.
Right, he just called
I
it.
said something. Man, hold on.
The prosecutor trying to help you, not T.
Nope,
Banks. Go ahead and plead the fifth. You see,
we
your
gonna run the
attorney
12.
down there
Nope,
trying to help you.
I ain't taking
Your
no
attorney
plea.
is just trying to
Run the
help you in the
12.
chat, P. Banks.
I ain't taking
You
no
gonna go
plea.
to jail.
I ain't
Better
taking no
stop.
plea. What?
Off the jail.
Nah, I ain't going no motherfucker.
They all sending you there.
Shit. Damn it. It's a lopsided jury.
Okay, another message came out. What was found in the black mini what pack bag? That must mean the mini backpack. $9,000. Please take the cash out the bag. Agent Body does fanning out the bills. That's normal. $9,000 in cash. That ain't shit. That's all he had was 9,000 in the fucking little backpack. I'm like, okay, they just going through all the different things that the agent found when they arrested Puff at the New York hotel. So apparently he had $9,000 in cash in his little book bag, and that's a small amount. He normally has way more than that. If you guys didn't know. But one mic back to P. Banks and the jury. Mr. P. Banks, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still motherfucking here. God damn it. This shit crazy. God damn it. I told you I'm not on trial. Diddy is.
Khadijah, slack his lips real quick.
You said what?
Don't be muting Khadijah. T Banks.
Right.
You are not allowed to mute her when
Right.
a lady is talking.
Go ahead. Talk your shit, baby.
What you want me to tell them?
Whatever you want to
I
say.
don't know what you've been telling these people behind my back.
Here's the question, Khadijah. Can T Banks go for 2 days?
Go where?
Keep going like the bunny for 2 days. He said he passes out. You know, Cassie and P. Diddy, they used to go at it for 2 days in these freak offs. So T Banks said that he was doing that in his past life. Does he still have stamina? The court wants to know.
Well, I cannot disclose. That was before he met me. So I can't disclose my bedroom activities, sexual activities. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I can't give y'all the sauce.
Thank you. So that's a no that he does not have the stamina. Let's
Right.
move on.
Let's move on. Next question, Your Honor.
Wait, hold on. How does that end up as a no? Hold on, wait a second. She
So
just
that's supposed to be a quick yes.
Oh, you about to get packed up. Better hold it, T Banks.
you better get packed up.
See, I told you I was gonna get my get back. You want to hear? Want to act up? You were outside, weren't you?
Yeah, okay.
I didn't know what the fuck you were doing when you were outside.
Okay.
Mhm.
But you know what I do. You know what?
I don't
You
know.
know what I do when I get here.
I can't
You
come
know
from.
exactly.
Mr. Pete Banks, we have a question for Lady Larry Bird. Are you there? The prosecution want to know, Lady Bird, did P. Banks have you on Craigslist looking for male sex workers?
Lady Bird, are you going to answer?
Larry Bird, are you there?
You cannot plead the fifth in this courtroom,
Currently
Lady Bird.
driving. I think she's currently
Yeah,
driving.
she's still driving. She can't hear the question.
To pick up her escort. How many?
Not on follow said on Facebook Marketplace. Right. The Ladybird, stay on Facebook too. She probably be finding them sex workers all on Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
That they cut up on the Facebook Marketplace too. Okay.
No Polo, no everything.
It's
Was
crazy.
he
It's crazy.
Polo know it
They
all.
up here telling me he should have
I
took the
do
plea
recall
deal.
Angie's list, but not Craigslist.
Wait, Angie's List? You was buying sex workers for T Banks on Craigslist and Angie List? Oh shit.
What was the criteria you used, Lady Bird, to filter out the good ones from the bad ones? Tell us.
Look, now she don't want to talk. Look, what Larry Bird, you're not there, Larry Bird.
I'm trying to get I'm getting the kids in the house.
Oh, you get the oh yeah, she can't talk in front of the church. Okay, we'll see what's
Actually,
going on.
we'll redress when you come back. I want to know the criteria you used and see if that lines up with the same criteria Cassie used to source her sex workers.
Let me see. It's
So who is
Krista,
this agent? That's the agent that was
the one that arrested him.
The arrested, and did the warrant and stuff.
That's the one. Yeah, she arrested him, and she was the one who grabbed all of the found all the evidence. The backpack with the 9,000, the baby oil, Johnson and Johnson baby oil, and all of those shit. Hold on. Let me see where we at right now. All right, cool. Let's go through this. I meant for Krista to do this. Let's see.
Did you go through the thread yet? Because I can still keep putting more out there.
Yeah, keep putting more. Because I just wanted to catch up real quick. Let me see something before I jump back to the Velt page. Because this dude we was just watching, he just gave me a good idea too. I didn't even think about that. With what he have his mods doing. I should have thought about that shit. It's a smart play. But let's go through what they have so far. So I'll start right here. Okay, of course, y'all should know at this point they're talking to the agent, right? The one who arrested him and found all the things at the hotel where Puff was arrested. When Sean Combs arrested, where did you go? She said the Park Hyatt, room 2115, where he was staying. Then they have photos of it to show to the jury. What did you do? She said, we assigned a letter to each room and began to search. What was your role? I took photographs of items, then signed them on to the 6051 form. Was this found in the closet? Plastic bags full of Johnson & Johnson baby oil and the lube bottles, Astro Glide bottles. I guess that they said that's lube. That's what Ladyberg said. We're going to take Ladyberg word for it because she's Miss Luber. So she understands what lube is. What was found in the bedroom? Several bottles of baby oil. Then they show pictures of the baby oil in the court. Now, the bedroom. What was found in the LV, the Louis Vuitton bag? Medication in the name of Frank Black. Frank Black, which is Puff Daddy's nickname. Frank Black, if you're familiar with the movie Frank White, that's why Notorious Big always called himself Frank White. So Puff alias is Frank Black. So now, and that is this. Bags of pink powder found in the medicine bottles. Shown agreeing it was found and tested by customers and Border Patrol in the lab. Reading from STIP, the pink powder was found to be ketamine and MDMA in bottle, which everybody is saying that is ecstasy and Molly. Physical evidence is passed around to the jury. Then photos shown. What was found in a black mini backpack? $9,000. Please take the cash out of the bag. Then the agent Biden does fanning out the bills that was found in the backpack. Oh, so that's where we at. He hasn't said anything else outside of that. All right. So I guess we can stop right there. So that's where they are right now with that. What up? Okay. Let's get back to this. Let me get to the Velt news. What do y'all have this on the Velt news? Hold on. Is it at the top, Thinker?
Yeah, you might have read it. Let me see how far down it is.
Let me see.
It was like an hour ago, though. So those threads
Where
that
it
went
said
from an hour
thread?
to now. Yeah.
Okay,
that one.
okay, yeah. Okay, good. Did I miss it? Okay, thread didn't come out. Okay. See, that's what you should have fucking pinned. Go and pin that the thread. If you click on where it said thread incoming, if they all up under there, just go to the top of that and then hit the 3 dots and then pin that to the top. So I can just as soon as I go to the page, I can just click on that first pin link. All right, cool. I think we went over this more. Okay, yep, Cassie, we over that part. Okay, yeah, you did it right. Okay. That's a little Wayne. Oh, you don't have the new updated stuff inside that thread though. It stops at the after Cassie is done. Just so you
I'll
know.
go update that.
Yeah, the new stuff is not inside of there. Just so you know. Okay, cool. All right, there's that. Now let's see. Now where's Mr. P Banks at? Is he done? Let me find this. Where's this at?
Not Mr. P Banks.
Yeah, Mr. P Banks. He said he was peeing. He said he was peeing on Khadijah. Mr. P Banks, did you or did you not state in the court of law, the court today, that you was peeing on Khadijah? Because you were trying to be P Diddy, and you changed your name to P Banks.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
Now he went from P Diddy to T Diddy.
There's no peeing going on. No urination. going on in this area when my freak offs go off. There's no peeing, no urination, no moving of the bowels goes on when I'm doing what I'm doing.
Let me see. Okay, this is all they got going. And what is wrong with that crazy girl, Jaguar Wright? What is show that girl? Boy, she hates the music business today. She is pissed, boy. She is on Puff Head 24/7 and Jay-Z. Like, and she did what records that she did with Jay-Z? In the Heart of the City, one of them records. I can't forget with Jaguar. She was on one of those records. Y'all do know that, right? Jaguar Wright. She was on one of the Jay-Z records. In
Yeah.
the beginning of his career. That girl, bro, like she's fucking got a hard on for them, dude.
And not the Barb sitting here commenting on the Belt News about.
Oh shit, them goddamn Barbs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, them Barbs.
I
Hey,
just posted that.
do not argue with them Barbs. Let them do
Man,
whatever they
please
want
don't
to,
argue
Krista.
with them, bro.
Please don't argue with them Barbs. They got it. Shout out to the Barbs. Freddie Roosevelt say he do love y'all.
They win.
Y'all win. The Belt News love the Barbs. We want no smoke. We want zero smoke, Barbs. We want zero smoke with y'all. We want no smoke with the Barbs. Let's find out what they're talking about. Yeah, because them Krista, them goddamn Barbs. Oh my God.
Defense crossed the agent, Binda, and asked her one question and one question only, and that's it. The U.S. may call its next witness, judge says. Thank you, Megan. Megan Decker, thank you. Yeah, my voice needs a break. Ugh.
Yeah, he ain't talking.
All right, Your Honor, the government calls Dawn Richard.
Okay, good. Dawn is up. Dawn is up. Dawn is up. All right, cool. So I guess the agent job is done now. The girl from Danny Kane, Dawn Richard, she is finna take the stands. If people don't know, allegedly she did used to have a relationship with him. They met during the making a band situation, and she's finna take the stand. Oh, let's see what the fuck she's about to say. Because what they usually done by what? Anybody knows? Because it's 4:42 Eastern Standard Time. What time are they normally done?
I think like
I wonder what.
7:30, something like that.
Yeah, like 7:30. Yeah. Okay, so that's a good about 2-3 hours. And we can get some shit out of her and see what the fuck she's gonna say. Shit, everybody grab your fucking popcorn. And Krista, tell them goddamn Barbs if you respond or thinker. Tell them Barbs, hey, the Vote News and the Roosevelt and Freddie Roosevelt, we say we love the Barbs. We're Nicki fans. We're Barbs. Let them talk their shit. I know they done brought up Nicki Minaj's name and then threw her all in a goddamn video. I know them Barbs is like, what?
I just added one more that came in after introducing Dawn.
Okay, cool.
It's at the end of the thread.
Okay, because this is if you could do this for me, a lot of this will make it easier. I don't know if you're able to do it. If you're by your computer, it might be easy for you. I don't know if Crystal's at home. Thinker.
Yeah, I'm on the computer.
But you see how, okay, do what you're already doing, right? But also take are you able to copy the text, whatever he's posting, and then post it inside of the chat so I can pin it to the top?
Oh yeah. Yep, I'll do that.
Okay, cool. Pin it in this chat so I can pin it to the top. As he posts stuff, just post it in the chat so I can pin it. And I could just read everything what's coming out of the courtroom instead of just keep jumping over there. I can see it inside of the chat. And I could just pin it and then I read it.
You want me to just pin the latest ones to the top? Would that be
No, not pin. Not, you could just pin the whole thread on the Belt News. What I'm saying is, if you copy and paste his messages inside of this chat, how we in the chat right now, like All World, Krista, all of us is in the chat right here. You could just copy and paste what he's. Oh, Krista, you get what I'm saying, Krista? Or you can do it, Krista. You
I got it in the chat. You want it in the Twitch chat or the studio chat?
Yes, the Twitch chat. Twitch chat.
Okay. Here you go. Ooh,
Yeah.
that comes out weird looking.
There we go. No, we don't. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. That's exactly what I need. What you just did. See? Bam. There we go. We can read that. So who is depicted in this photo? Don Richard. Cassie. So basically they was in a picture. In 2009, did you observe a incident between Puff and Cassie? Question mark. Don Richard. She was attacked by Sean Combs, kicked Damn. Did you see more violence by him against Cassie, Don Richardson, often? Oh, shit. Okay. See, this is crazy. So that's what she's stating. This is what Dawn is saying. Oh, she came out the motherfucking woodwork on fire. That's the first question that came out, Thinker? So, Krista, yeah, we're going to do it like this. So I ain't even got to jump to the Twitter. So Thinker just can post it, what she just did, and we can go from there. And we can see everything, what the fuck is going on. So good shit, Thinker. But that's crazy. Let me find something else. So think if you do that, I ain't got to pay him no attention. I don't even have to watch this dude. This dude, because he ain't talking about shit. He blubber blabbing about Nathaniel. Because it's fucking crazy. If you honestly think about it. I mean, what do y'all think about that? What Don has automatically stated on the damn that first statement. Okay, they got another photo. Okay, cool. Let me pull that up. 1 second. Okay, cool. This is okay, so photo of Diddy, Dirty Money shown. When were you a member of this group? Don Richards. She said 2009 to 2011. The incident in 2009 when Sean Combs beat Cassie, where was it? Don, this is what she says. In Sean Combs' LA home, we were recording. Look, pattern of violence. Exactly. That's what's going on. She's creating a pattern of, but once again, right? That's why, I mean, y'all can jump in at any time that y'all want to. T Banks. Now, this is when you and Ladybird, y'all supposed to be talking, because now we can pin this shit to the top as this shit come out the courtroom. So we ain't got to, I just want to make our job easier. So if you think about this shit, right? Like All World just stated, now they're showcasing a pattern of violence. So if it's a pattern of violence, All World, here's my question. That's still not RICO. Once again, just off these two statements, to me, you're just proving domestic violence. He's not on trial for domestic violence.
But it's the
You said what?
character assassination. It's the character assassination. You got to understand.
But what does that have to do with a RICO?
Because of the simple fact, what they're doing right now, what Dawn doing, what Cassie
I understand what they're doing. Character assassination. I agree. But tell me, how's that tied is to a RICO? All right, the next thing. Hold on. The next thing. What did he do? Don said he was saying, "Where the fuck is my food?" He grabbed a black skillet with eggs and tried to hit her over the head. Cassie dropped to the ground. What did she do? Don Richards. She went into fetal position. Now go ahead, T Banks. We're just getting this is the updates that's coming out of the courtroom, y'all. In case you guys don't know. Go ahead, T Banks. What was you saying?
But no, at the end of the day, like this is all the setup. This is not the big play. This is just setting up the play. That's all this is right now. So when it comes to the RICO hasn't come out yet. This is just showing, like you said, it's showing that he has a pattern of violence. Now, when that comes into play, and then, you know what I mean, the drugs come into play, the only thing they got to do now is, because they got the money, they got the drugs, they got the sex, now all they have to do is tie a murder to it. So what they're doing is they're assassinating and pretty much showing that this man has a violent streak in him, regardless. From all this time, Diddy has a violent streak in him. So that way, when it comes down to this whole murder side of it, that's eventually going to come out, the jury's going to be able to sit back and go to all these other testimonies that have happened and said, yes, this man did show a violent streak. So then...
Okay, so that will tie into a RICO, is what you're explaining to me.
Exactly. So all this is just leading up to that. They haven't gotten to the RICO, like the deep part of the RICO just yet. They haven't gotten to it yet.
So what you're saying, T Banks, is when it comes to like force and fear and that kind of stuff that comes out in RICO cases, they're trying to say that he is capable of force, violence, and putting someone in fear.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what All World said. We got guns, sex, drugs, money, and violence. So they're making their case for the RICO. Krista, that's what T Banks is explaining. But they're going to have to get to that, is my point, right? They're giving you the appetizer first. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. They can do all of that all they want to, but they still got to prove it. That's what I'm saying. Like, they can paint a picture all fucking day long. They were saying, right? Like I used the example earlier, right? You would need, right, a Sammy the Bull. All right, the next one is up. All right, let's go through this one. Hold on, now we'll come back to that. Okay. Then what? Don said Sean Combs was kicking her in the head and body, then dragged her up to the first floor, glass breaking and yelling. I was scared for her and for me too. Did you intervene? Don said no. Did you call the police? No. Okay. Once again, they're proving violence, domestic violence in a relationship. What he already gave her 20 million for, which he already confessed to. He has the public video. He confessed to it. We all seen the video on CNN. They're still talking about what the world has, well, majority of the world has already seen. So if they're going to line up all of this, right, and going back to my point before the new thing came in, appreciate that, thinker, and Crystal, helping me with this so I can just read it instead of keep having to search for it. The RICO Act, right? They had to go find Sammy the Bull. They could have never took down the mob if they didn't have Sammy the Bull. Their hitter, their hitman.
Now
You needed the key person. Hold on. You needed the key person, right? Because when you got Sammy the Bull, he can admit to all the murders he did for them. That means that's him admitting I did the murders for John Gotti, right? Or such and such, or for the Gambinos, or for the Costellos, and I forget the other families, but you know, the 5 families. But if you never have the hitter that's admitting to these bodies, that's saying, yes, I did this body, that body, this body, that body, because that's how they was able to get immunity. You got to give them immunity for them to admit to the murders that they did, right? Then that's when they say, yeah, and the hit was ordered by John Gotti. So you need that. That's not this.
Well,
That's
think
not
about
this.
it in
This
that
is just
same
a witness.
scenario. So think about the same scenario. Cassie would be the hitter. She's admitting to buying the sex workers. She's admitting to, yes, I know where the bodies are buried. I know the sex workers. Do you remember yesterday? Well, I
That's
don't know if
not
it was
bodies though.
yesterday or
But no.
Wednesday. But not
What I'm
bodies. I
saying
mean
is
sex workers. I mean
that's
sex
sex workers.
workers.
That's still so. That's my point, thinker. What I'm saying is y'all still bringing me. You're bringing me out of what a RICO is, right? A RICO was to take down the mob. It's an organization. It's Krista put RICO, the acronyms, what they mean in the chat, right? So for him to go down for racketeering or organized crime, I forget the other shit. But for him to go down for this, you have to prove there is a fucking organization of this, thinker, is what I'm saying. She hasn't still proven. All she's proven is this is who I was in a relationship with, and he committed a lot of domestic violence against her. That's what's going on. Okay, we got the next one. Hold on. Let me grab that. The next day, what happened? Dunn said that it has been passionate, and she was okay. Wait, what? The next day, what happened? Dunn, that it has been what? That don't even make sense. And she was okay. That it will be better if we didn't talk. The people could end up missing. Wait, what? How did you understand that, Don? Basically unalived. Objection. Wait, what?
Oh, they're about to bring up these bodies. You got to reread that one, Freddie.
Yeah, I did. Okay. The next day, what happened? Don, this is Don replying that it has been passionate and she was okay. That it would be better if we didn't talk. That people could end up missing. How did you understand that, Don? And Don says death. And then Combs people said objection.
Oh, it got hot.
That's
then.
no. That's not, to me, that's not hot. Because that's the same
when
thing
she
Arby
said
gonna
death,
say.
so Combs person objected, and then who is it?
Yes.
Also, okay. They don't want to bring that in. Okay.
Yeah, they don't want to bring that in, so they objective who dropped. Oh, it must have been Jim Moore. But the point is, right, going back to the RICO, RICO stands for Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organization Act. So you got to prove that this is an organization of illegal, corrupt activities. And racketeering, sex trafficking. They haven't proved sex trafficking at all. They ain't even proved this organization. Hold on.
Did.
No, they have
haven't
not.
proved it.
No, they have not.
They haven't proved it. They haven't proved it. But what
Not
they
yet.
have, not yet. But what they have is a little piece of admission that she said, I went and procured sex workers. Here's how I did it. And Daniel said, and I actually was getting paid. I was a sex worker, and my rate was, I think he said 500 to 2,500. So those are 2 pieces of information there. Then they asked them something about who all was involved. we don't know that. To your point, we don't know all. It doesn't take but 1 to 3. We don't know the group. So her husband, was he a trainer, or what was he involved in this?
Who?
Cassie's husband today.
Oh,
That
he
was
just
a
was a
trainer.
trainer. He was Puff and her trainer. That's it. That's what
Trainer.
he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they probably will start pulling in the group part later. Right now they're dealing with the character, the violence and all of that, and her admission, because once she has that baby, they're not gonna be able to get her on stand like that. So she admitted she purchased sex workers, which is a piece of evidence.
Okay, cool. So this is what you and T Bank's doing. And Krista, could you just give me a paraphrase of in the chat what was that what Big Homie is talking about in the interview that you're talking about? Because I see what he even doing too, right? Because he was one of the latest bodyguards that was around Puff for some of this shit he's talking about. But T Banks and Thinker, what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, right? Just based off as I'm hearing it come out of the courtroom and just off reading it, it's still this is still based around a relationship. This is relationship shit that too toxic or an abusive relationship. That's the conversation. They have not admitted or been able to remote. I'm just saying from my perspective, I could be wrong. Somebody else might see it different, right? But for me, I'm not seeing this as if I was sitting on the jury, right? I'm still all I'm thinking is, okay, a bunch of sex, and he was abusive to her that he already admitted to. See, the defense did a good job after the prosecution spoke with their opening arguments of making it very clear. Listen, we hear on trial for a RICO, domestic violence. We've admitted that. This is what they presented in the beginning. Okay, he was a fucked up person. He was fucked up. He put his hands on it. He shouldn't have never did it. It was wrong. But that's still not a RICO. And why we're here, prove the sex trafficking, prove that it's a RICO and corrupt organization. That's what they have to prove. So all of them keep bringing up, oh, their relationship and what they went through is wild. Okay, let me see what Krista is talking about. Diddy bodyguard seemingly confirmed that Jamie Foxx was poisoned by Diddy. Jamie Foxx said out his own mouth that his partner handed him an Advil and woke up 22 days later. See, like that's still what is he getting on the stand, or that's just in an interview?
Nah, that's just an interview. That nigga ain't getting on the stand.
See, this is what's so crazy, right? See, I see the play. I peep the play, and it's good for all parties involved. Right now, they all looking at it like he's gonna go to jail for the rest of his fucking life. And this is your moment. This is your moment. And this is Big Homie's moment. It's a bunch of them. This is their moment to ride the fucking wave. He was just on Piers Morgan. He's gonna do a shitload of more interviews so they can get his side. But this is all we call that clout chasing. Like you riding the wave. Cool. Ride the wave. But ain't none of them motherfuckers. Jamie Foxx ain't on that stand. Jamie Foxx got to get up there and say that.
But see, here's my point. If
he's not on that stand. Hold on, I gotta read the other one she just put up. Hold on.
Right.
Jub, something random. Jurors, you can leave for the weekend. Watch the Yankees play the Mets or the Knicks. If you're not into sports, there's a lot going on. See you Monday. Oh shit, they out of there. Mr. Richard, you can leave. So they out of there. It's over. Damn. Not they out of there by 5 o'clock. I guess they will resume come Monday. Think all right? Because that's basically telling them they can go. Because that means court is over.
Right.
Court's over. They told them go watch the game. Go watch the Yankees and the Mets. Or the Knicks game. Damn, Knicks do play.
So they
tonight?
get to go out and read social media and all of that. I thought they were going to be sequestered. They get to go out and interact and all of that. Ooh, that's dangerous.
That's crazy. Why you say it's dangerous though? And then T-Banks, you can go.
I just think that the way the case is going and the way social media is, as a juror, if you're reading, just imagine if they're reading all this stuff and watching these videos and things of that nature. It's kind of hard not to stay biased. So I thought they might be sequestered for, what is it, how long is
Right.
the trial? 8 weeks?
They saying 2 months. Yep, 8 weeks.
I thought they might have just been sequestered in like a nice hotel, and maybe they are, and they're watching on TV. But it's almost like they can go. It says watch the or the Knicks. So the Mets, the Knicks. So I don't know. Are they like stuck in a hotel, or can they actually go to the
Now
game.
that I don't know, but I think because they because of their decision could change based on what's on social media. That's true. Let's see.
I think it could just bias them. You know,
Yeah,
they're human. They're just regular humans. These people are not. I mean, they're working and they're smart, but humans are easily biased. So I don't know. I wonder if they're sequestered.
but to be honest, with him being who he is, everybody's familiar with him. Everybody got an idea about this case and already got some kind of bias to a degree, no matter if you like him or you don't like him. But I just know based off a lot of this shit, what we hearing, like I said, you're gonna have people who think like, me, you, and T Banks. Because T Banks, like he 50-50. It's seeming like you thinking they already can prove it. Because I don't know if this true, but Krista, you would think, or somebody can't confirm this, but I guess Academics has the allegedly he has it's 8 men and 4 women on the jury. And I guess they're gonna say who these 8 men are and these 4 women. So, but who do y'all think that's good for? If it's 8 men and 4 women.
So 8 men, I don't know, but mostly men are usually like logical and analytical, and women be,
And these are New Yorkers, and they're New Yorkers.
yeah. Oh, and so they're really witty. New Yorkers, they are very witty and
That's what
clever. So I don't know because if it was, I know some people say like if you got more women, they could just feel like so bad for Cassie or whatever. Um, but if you got more men, they might be able to sort through the noise and the emotions and just kind of look at the facts of the case over time.
Right. T Banks, did you still there? Or is he
No,
he
I'm
over there
here.
on his P Valley shit?
No,
Oh,
I'm here.
okay. No, because T Banks, I want you to answer that same question. Do you think, right? Because I guess Chris is confirming it too, but the word is it's 8 men and 4 women. So I guess Academic's gonna do something where he, I guess later today or whenever the fuck he's gonna do it, and he's gonna basically say who they are. But these are all New Yorkers. But my question would be, do you think that 8 men and 4 women helping him? And then on top of that, and then think I come back to you, because y'all do know all you need is one person. In this case, all you need is one that is like, I believe him. I believe Puff. Y'all do know he walks, right?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
But what I'm gonna say is this. Honestly, the men, they being more men on the jury, it could help Diddy in his favor, as it was stated, because they're more logical thinkers. You know what I mean? They're not going to be so much on the emotional side. They're going to be paying attention to pretty much the same shit we're paying attention to. Well, hold on. She first came up here and said she was forced. Then when we go back to all this, it then says, no, this is something that she wanted. So that could work in Diddy's favor. Now, let's say, you know what I mean, 6 out of these 8 men got daughters. Now that can hurt him. Why? Because they're going to be thinking in their head, well, shit, what if that was my daughter? What if he was doing this shit to my daughter? Nah, fuck that. Put him up. You know what I mean? But to go further on, like, you got to pay attention to what Dawn just said. What she just came up and spoke on about the fact that, okay, Diddy was sitting here. He was seeming like he was going to knock her out with a goddamn cast iron pan and everything like that. And then it was like, it's best if we don't talk. Why? Because somebody can end up unalived. That right there is a huge piece if you're paying attention. Why? Because that's hinting more so to the whole Rico situation. The fact that, hey, if we keep interacting and doing this, that, and the third, and he finds out about it, he can have us unalived. That's the foreshadowing right there. The fact that go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I just
Go ahead.
because you know what I'm reading from you.
What?
And I'm just gonna say it, right? Like, it's clear. Thinker, she's already picked her side. She think basically Puff and lose. I'm based on what we already heard for the first week.
I don't know if he's
5
gonna
days.
lose. I don't know if he's gonna lose because that's different. Going to lose, right? Versus guilty.
But I'm
You
saying,
can be
but at
guilty
this,
and still
no,
win.
I'm saying, but Thinker, I'm saying at this point, I can pretty much sense that you're like, okay, enough has been said that they can pretty much prove a RICO against him. You are taking that position.
Yes.
Am I right or wrong?
Yes. They have some
T-Banks,
evidence.
No, hold on. But I want T Banks to understand. T Banks is playing the 50. He's straddling the fence. because it's like earlier today he was speaking like no. Now it seems I'm like, well, T Banks, which side are you on?
And me, I'm making my statements and how I feel based off of the information that has come out. I'm not going to sit
Yeah,
here.
but I'm saying, but at this moment, after 5 days, because the only thing I'm asking you, T Banks, is I'm saying after 5 days, right? To me, I'm very firm on this. I want you to be firm on after 5 days of what we heard. To me, I'm just saying this is Freddie's perspective, right? They haven't proven shit, but these some freaking nasty motherfuckers and was in a very domestic violence relationship.
Breaking.
That's all been proven.
Breaking. Look at that last one. Just came out.
Go ahead. Okay, let's go. All right, let's read this. About this line of testimony. This shows consensus of guilt for court count 1 and relevant to count 1. It's not sex trafficking. It's domestic violence. Judge, why didn't you bring a motion in on this? I didn't know. Hold on. Make me understand that. Thinker.
This shows consciousness of guilt for count 1 and relevant to count 1. It's not sex trafficking. It's domestic violence. Why
Then the
didn't you
judge
bring a
spoke.
motion and limelight on this? I didn't know.
So AUSA is for who?
I think that's
That
Puff
person
people, right?
is for.
I think that might be the prosecution because that's AUSA.
Okay.
And then
it might
ag
be, okay.
officio is who? The defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we can read it. The prosecution said this shows consciousness of guilt for count 1 and relevant to count 1. The defense said it's not sex trafficking though, it's domestic violence. So then the judge is talking to who? Why didn't you bring a motion then on this?
And then they said, I
And
didn't know.
Agnificia said, and the defense says, I didn't know. That's really
So is they
weird.
trying to bring a domestic violence case against him?
We got to see what else. I'm going to wait on his next
See, that's what
message.
I'm saying. This is confusing. Okay, the motion, Crystal said the motion's purpose is to prevent the introduction of prejudges and relevant evidence that could unfairly sway the jury. It's a proactive measure to ensure verdicts are based on reliable, relevant, and admissible evidence. Crystal, come on.
Right, hold on, the
I'm
motion.
losing brain cells right now. Because I understand, but I don't understand.
So essentially, what it seems like the judge is saying, well, why didn't you bring this information forward beforehand? They're saying they didn't know.
I'm saying, but somebody give me Teletubby. Somebody tell me in Teletubby, what does all this mean? Speak to me like I'm 3.
Pretty much, they had information that should have been brought to the judge beforehand. They didn't bring it to
T-Banks,
you.
that's not telling me. No, it's saying more than that because they talking about count 1 and then somebody else is talking about, but this is domestic violence and then the motions and you should have brought this. What is the bottom line of what the fuck just happened? Between that.
Okay, here's what Chat GPT says. Let me put it in the post, okay? Hold on. You ready?
Exactly, Krista. There we go. That's what I was assuming. Basically, pretty much they are charging him for something the evidence isn't showing. That's why I just want, as I say, just make that shit plain for me. Talk to me like I'm Noah, Krista. Sometimes you got to talk to me like I'm Noah.
So that's the translation of that. Like, look at the message.
The
That's
translation.
the translation.
Okay. He got the translation. Let me put this up. Why are we talking about this part of the testimony? Prosecutor called me. It helps prove the defendant knew he was guilty of count 1, which is what we're charging him with. Hold on. Defense lawyer. This isn't sex trafficking. It sounds more like domestic violence or domestic abuse. Judge, then why didn't you try to block this earlier with a pretrial motion? Defense lawyer, I didn't know it was going to come up. Basically, the judge is questioning why the defense didn't try to stop this kind of testimony. See? So Krista's right. So Krista, basically the bottom line is that's the prosecution, right? That's the one going through this bullshit, right? What Krista said. Pretty much they's looking at it now. They're charging him for something the evidence isn't showing. All right. See? All right.
Now, here's one thing too. This is another piece that's not stated, but if you know how trials work, prosecutors can hide evidence. and they can bring out in the Fed case, they can bring out what they choose to bring out if they deem it's material. I'm going to find a video and show you what that looks like. And I'll
Hold
do
on.
it in a second.
Tinker, you said basically the judge is questioning why the defense didn't try to stop this kind of testimony before the trial started, and the defense is saying they didn't see it coming.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now you're confusing me.
The prosecution didn't put
Yeah.
it in discovery.
Then
Yeah,
put
and the
what?
prosecution can do that.
No. I'm saying like, I
So
thought
what
this was the prosecution. The part that you posted, right? That was the prosecution being questioned and talking to the judge.
The defense.
Now you're saying the defense.
No, the defense. So the prosecutor said this is admission of guilt on count one, and the defense was like, no, it's more like domestic violence and abuse. And the judge was like, but if so, why didn't you block it in pretrial? And the defense lawyers, well, I didn't know it was going to come up. You see, so he's getting on the defense for not bringing this up in pretrial. Sorry.
Bringing up what?
That part about so Don just got off.
The evidence? Don's off.
The evidence. Yeah, Don just got off, and a part about the violence and all this stuff. The jury's out. So basically it looks like they're having a conversation in the court without the jury, which I don't understand that. That's the part I don't understand.
They do that. They did that a lot in that fucking YSL trial. They was talking a lot while the jury was out. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal behavior.
Okay.
So that's when they ironing out certain things and then getting certain shit out the way. So once they come back Monday, then they can just move forward with whatever they're trying to move forward with.
Oh, okay.
So that's why that's why I was asking them. I'm like, based off what she just said, like now I'm super confused because it sounds like, right, y'all putting it on the defense, so y'all saying the defense is stupid, but I'm like, who made the you know what?
If you look at go back to the thing, the
Y'all
first
confused the fuck
question.
out of me with this one. Huh?
Okay, the first question.
The AUSA. It sounds like the AUSA was the one that was talking.
The prosecutor.
Yes, the prosecutor. That's why I'm like, well, how y'all putting this on the defense now? Because hold on, where's that? Okay, here it goes right here. Okay, look. Right? Exactly. The judge about this line of testimony, AUSA. That's the prosecutor, right? This shows whatever the fuck of guilt for count one and relevant to count one. AG in person. Yes, that's a prosecutor, right? It's not sex trafficking.
Right.
It's domestic violence. Then the judge states, why didn't you bring a motion in limiting whatever the fuck that is on this? And then the AG in person, who the fuck is this AG in person? I didn't know.
That's the defense.
Who's that?
Yeah, that's the defense. That's the defense.
The defense didn't have knowledge. Again, it wasn't brought up in discovery. This is what the defense is saying. Hey, I didn't have any knowledge on this because it wasn't brought up in discovery. Like Thinker said, the prosecution, they can hide certain evidence. They don't have to bring everything. So essentially, what happened was the prosecution, they didn't put this forward in discovery.
Okay, got you, Polo. Okay, there we go. Now it's making sense. Okay. You said what, T-Banks? I'm listening.
I said, so there was no way for the defense to actually block pretty much that particular piece of evidence because they didn't know about it because the prosecution didn't bring it forward.
Right. So, but based off what Polo is saying, right? That's the reason why the jury was dismissed, right? Because now I guess they having this back and forth, and y'all just correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, like, well, wait a minute, this shit Don is up here talking about. This is just some domestic violence shit. The shit I was saying, and they like, well, shit. Well, why didn't you? The judge is like, well, why you didn't bring this shit up in pretrial? Right.
Right.
Okay,
right. So count one is sex trafficking. So there are so count one, just so everybody knows, different counts. The count one they're talking about is sex trafficking. So prosecutor says this is a, what do they say, conscious of guilt or something like that for sex trafficking, count one. Defense says no, this is domestic abuse or whatever. They said it's not sex trafficking.
Right.
And the judge is like, you didn't even bring this up in pretrial to exclude this testimony.
Right. So which it's not a bad thing, right? Common sense to say, thank you, Chris. Throw the whole case away. Throw the whole case. This is why I kept saying earlier.
Law, you can't do that. So in feds,
no, we know they can't do it, but I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah. You the prosecutor can hide what you call evidence and bring it out at will. Not saying I agree with that, but they can do that. Prosecutors can do that.
Right, but here's the point though, right? Because if they sit up here having this discussion, right? Because the prosecutor spoke at first, right? Then the defense was responding was like, but this ain't fucking sex trafficking, it's fucking domestic violence. So the point is, if them goofballs, the prosecutor and the stupid ass defense, if they aware of this, that's why I said, even when Don is talking, mind y'all, Cassie ain't coming back. That was it.
Right.
All she proved was domestic violence. Done everything she just said until we got to figure out what the fuck she gonna say on Monday. They're only talking about fucking domestic violence. He's not on trial for that. Painting him, but that's why I say T-Bank straddling the fence. Man, they can sit up here and paint him as a super abusive motherfucker. That you can't convict him in court though, based off that. Where is the RICO? Where is the fucking racketeering and the corrupt organization, crime shit, criminal shit? That's what I'm saying. They can sit up here. Well, I was scared that he was going to unalive me, but you're here talking, so he didn't unalive you. Do I sound crazy or like I need to be on some goddamn some Jimmy White meds?
Free Diddy.
But Ladyberg, I'm being dead ass serious. Like you got to remember, it's 8 men, 4 women. And I know, like, I was raised by a bunch of New York motherfuckers when I was 18. Them motherfuckers is crazy. They are men. Like, you do know that, right, Ladyberg? Like, these are some of the motherfuckers.
yeah.
I don't know what's be up with them goddamn New Yorkers, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I grew up around them motherfuckers. But they gonna look at this shit. If they sit on that stand, they're like, wait a minute. They probably thinking the same shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we up here talking about him just whooping on somebody. Like, wait a minute. They want to hear some. Where the fuck is the drugs and the killing? And they want to hear about this Tupac shit. Why is this shit not skipping? They want to hear about that shit.
That's why I say I feel like everything they doing right now is helping his defense team immensely. Like
that last turn is like
that's what I was asking too.
Yeah,
you
that
see that,
last turn you don't really know.
You read that thinker? You see it on the Summer Jam screen? Look on the
Cassie
screen.
Ventura.
No. The what time I said on YouTube is the prosecution saying that Bad Boy Records and Sean Combs' business were created or used to be front to engage in kidnapping and sex trafficking. That's what they supposed to be trying to fucking prove.
And they
Time
ain't
out.
mentioned none of that.
Thank you.
They did, Lady Bird.
No, they when?
No, they mentioned one piece of the sex. I ain't hear nothing about kidnapping, but on the sex trafficking, they did bring up the fact of procuring sex workers with Daniel and Cassie. That's the one little piece. That's one little piece of the puzzle.
Okay, but thinker, let's go with this. That's why I say time out, right? That's the basic question you have to present to the jury. You got to drive that home. Right now, they're talking so much about blood on the wall and some fucking him watching her fuck other men and she watching like all this peeing and all this. No. But the point that I'm saying, you said why?
I said, you know why? The defense. We've been hearing the defense cross-examine her. So they are going to focus on making this about domestic violence. They're going to spend most of their time right there. That's their strategy. If we can make this jury believe that this was nothing more than domestic violence, a jealous little girl who was part of the scheme, that's what we're going to focus on. So we've been spending the last day and a half basically listening to the defense make that case.
Yeah, I mean, but even when she was speaking, when the prosecution was speaking, right, in the first days, we all was still saying the same shit. When she was talking, this was the shit that was coming out of. Hold on. No, Ladybird. When the Monday, Tuesday, and I think Wednesday, that was all the prosecution. We was like, what? She said she was admitting to shit. We was like, what? She said, what? She wanted the what the fuck? Like, what is she talking about? Like, this is why I'm going back to. You have to prove, right? When you're talking about a fucking RICO, you have to have co-defendants. You have to have people that was involved. This shit sound like some domestic violence victim shit between a couple, right? So is they gonna prove the racketeering between Bad Boy Records, Revolt, his rock business? You got to prove that that shit was being used for organized crime.
Right.
Appreciate that time out for saying great show.
But Freddie, let me tell you something.
We just like to be honest around this motherfucker. Go
Freddie,
ahead,
I
Lady Bird.
tested the
Oh,
waters. I tested.
all world, hold on, Thinker. What was count one again? I think that's the sex trafficking Thinker. Tell all world.
Yep.
All world said what
Yep.
is count
Sex
one?
trafficking.
Freddie,
Sex
Go ahead.
trafficking.
I tested the waters and I took one for the team real quick because I wanted to just see. I wanted to test the temperature, and I posted free Diddy because I wanted to see the
On
thought
Facebook? Oh,
process.
they gonna pack you up.
Yo, let me. So here's the thing. The same thing we were talking about earlier, the manipulation and all that stuff. That is the focus. That's why I say, like what you said earlier, is the truest thing that I've heard. Most people about this case say they're gonna make this about women and men and all this here, because that's what
Yes.
happened. They're focusing, oh, well, she was manipulated, she was groomed, she was this. But then I seen some folks come back and was like, nah, she was 18, 19, 20. She was old enough to know how to say no. How you walk away from somebody who raped you and come back for more
Thank
sex?
you.
Like what? So yeah, a lot of people are mad, but the reality is, can we get to the matter? I feel like they started this all wrong. I get she pregnant. I get
Me too,
they
Lady
want
Bird.
to get her on the stand. They starting with her was the worst thing that the prosecution could have done, because now all of this is going to be in the mind of these jurors even going forward, because now it's like, again, all it sounds like is some domestic violence stuff and some nasty people. That's all it sounds like.
That's what the defense wants you to think too. That's the whole point.
The
Under the
defense,
statute, under
yeah,
statute
because the
18,
defense is the
under
ones
U.S.
who want
Code.
to win. The
So
defense
listen,
wants to win.
yeah, right. So you're going to hear that side. But under statute 18, U.S. Code 1591, the sex trafficking count one, the one that one of the ones he's being charged with, it says that you have to prove in that particular code there was either recruiting, enticing, harboring, transporting, providing, obtaining, or maintaining a person, a sex worker, knowing or in reckless disregard that a person will be caused to engage in a commercial sex act, especially if it is by force, fraud, or coercion is involved. It doesn't have to be, but especially if that is involved.
And
So
it
with
don't sound
Cassie,
like nobody in this situation was forced to do
Krista,
anything.
no, that you
uh,
missing the point. It said it
hold
doesn't
on.
have to
Somebody,
be.
Krista, one of y'all post, all world said, post what racketeering is. But go ahead. I'm listening to
Okay,
what y'all
I'll
saying.
post it.
Because
Yeah,
I don't feel like nobody was forced to do any of this
See,
or
but
that's
that,
not what
coerced
it
to
said.
do any of
Lady
if
this.
you
Bird, that's
listen to
not
what
what
the
it
thinker
said.
said,
That's
if
not
you
what
listen to what the
that's not
thinker
what it
said,
said.
she
Exactly.
said
That's not what it
procuring,
said.
transporting, maintaining individuals, in just knowing that that's what they're going to be doing. That's essentially what the count is saying. You don't have to necessarily trick them or anything like that. It's you pretty much saying, I know you're a sex worker. I'm going to pay you for your sex working skills to come over here and do this. That's the charge that he's faced with.
But guess what?
But
They have
no,
to prove that
there
that
you
was
go,
the
Lady Bird.
main.
But they
They
did
have
Hold on,
to.
Lady Bird. Hold on.
They
No, T
they
Banks, hold
did
on.
based
Hold
off
on.
of the
I'm gonna
PDD.
I'm gonna let y'all talk about it,
yeah
right? And then I'm gonna pin this right here. Crystal just put it in the chat. Lady Bird, that's my point. And at this
yeah.
moment, in these first 5 days, they haven't proven that.
No,
That's
because
all I'm
all
saying.
they basically said is Cassie found a bunch of people that wanted to come out and party, and they came willingly to
No, that's
party,
not what they
and they
said.
just
That's not.
happened to have some sex while they was partying.
No,
That's
that's
what it
not what they
sounded like
said,
to
Lady
me.
Bird. No, that's what it sounded like to you, but that's not what she said. She said it became a job to her. So her job
To
was to,
her.
because it was a job. That's what happens in the organization. In the enterprise, people have roles, they have jobs, they have responsibilities. Her job was to recruit and find sex workers and pay them for sex at these different freak offs in these different states. That's the definition of sex trafficking. It can't be any plainer than that.
But
No,
Howard, so
that
here's the
is. Hold
thing.
on,
How are
Lady Bird. I
they
want to say
gonna
this, but Thinker. Hold on, Lady Bird. There you go ahead. But Thinker. And I get
Mhm.
all of that, but like I just said, right? But they haven't proven that. And then when we talk
Yeah.
about racketeering, right? Because that's one of his charges, racketeering. None of that shit in this definition Crystal just posted, they haven't proven. They ain't even brought this out. None of that shit. They haven't proven racketeering at all. Definitely not sex trafficking. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead, Lady Bird.
Yeah, they literally got to prove all of this stuff. They got to prove that the money that these people got was specifically for that. Like
Did
how
Daniel
you gonna?
Phillips say that's what he got? That's what Daniel Phillips said, Lady Bird. Did you hear that testimony?
Exactly. That was
Did you
that's
hear
what
Daniel Phillips?
he
He was the
said.
first sex
I
worker
thought
they
the only
interviewed.
person we done heard from so far was Cassie.
Nah, he
No,
got
Daniel was the first one. The
he was the
sex
very
worker
first
was
one.
the first witness, the very first one. He
Well, he
said
wasn't a good witness because I ain't heard nothing about him.
He said he got
that was
paid
the
upwards
first
to
one.
6 grand. If he didn't perform, he didn't get paid anything. If he performed, he got paid
But
up
he
to
kept
6 grand.
performing. But he kept going and kept doing it,
It's not
right?
about force though. But Lady Bird, you are
So he
conflating. What
wasn't
you're
forced.
conflating,
No, because it gotta
Lady Bird.
be.
Listen, let me explain. No. By law, what is? I put it in the chat. Look in
I
the chat.
thought it was illegal.
No,
Wasn't the key
listen.
word illegal?
The illegal part comes into play when you procure a sex worker across states. That's the illegal part. What makes it even more egregious? What makes it more egregious is when there's force or coercion or fraud. That makes it more egregious. But you broke the law when you hired sex workers in different states and transported them across states. That's what made it illegal.
And I'm gonna read this because I mean it makes so much sense. It says, and this is what Thinker put in the chat under 18 USC 1591, sex trafficking includes recruiting, enticing, harboring, transporting, providing, obtaining, or maintaining a person, knowing or in reckless disregard that the person will be caused to engage in a commercial sex act, especially if force, fraud, or coercion is involved. So let's take out that bottom piece, okay?
Because it doesn't have to be.
Enticing, harboring, transporting, providing, or obtaining. With Cassie coming on that stand saying that, yes, I went on Craigslist to find these sex workers, that is the providing and the obtaining. With this sex worker coming out saying, yes, I was paid up until this, he was enticed because he knew he was going to get paid for it. That's sex trafficking. That's the bottom line of it.
Okay, cool. Now, y'all done?
I'm just
now,
saying.
this is why. I get, teammate. I get it. I heard you the first time. I heard when people want to make this argument 2 days ago. But this is why the defense is doing what they're doing, T-Banks. Number one, the defense is proven. Number one, they're in a relationship. This is the reason why they bring it up. She wanted a baby with him. She wanted to start a family. So number one, he's not doing no sex trafficking with her. He's not recruiting her. They're in a relationship and she wants to start a family and have babies with him. So he ain't recruited. He ain't did none of that. He ain't enticed her. He's not harboring her. He's not transporting her. They go together real bad. So that's out the window.
But the first person who got on the stand was a sex worker.
We're not talking about the sex worker. We're talking about a relationship. You can't be sitting here sex trafficking somebody because me as a couple and we're buying prostitutes or sex workers. That's not his charge. You have to prove, Cassie has to prove, or the prosecution has to prove through Cassie, because she said she was forced. She said all of this, what sex trafficking is. That's why the defense is going out their way to prove y'all was in love, you wanted a baby with him, so all that goes out the window. This is why I'm like, I get what y'all saying about sex trafficking, but it's a reason why the defense is proving that they was in love and was in a long-term relationship, and she wanted all of these things.
Okay,
He
and
asked
that's
for the freak off.
But here's the whole thing, though. Being that, okay, I get it. They were in a relationship and everything like that. Okay, we can't deny that. We can't get around that. But
Okay, Ladyberg, you got it. I see what T-Bank's finna do. You know what? You got it.
hold on, no, because it's like this. Another thing we can't deny or go around is the fact, even though they was in a relationship, regardless if it was for them alone or not, it was still the procuring of a sex worker. You see what I'm saying? So it may not be sex trafficking.
T-Banks, but what I'm saying is y'all still, but y'all argument, right? You and Thinker, I get it. I'm reading what y'all talking about. But you can't say because me and me and Thinker is in a relationship and we doing some shit together, and all of a sudden, and if I'm steady proving, you just said we was together for a decade, 12 years or whatever the fuck they was, So we was doing all this shit together. If I prove we was in a relationship at that point, I'm not harboring shit. That's not sex trafficking. It's some shit me and my partner was fucking doing for years. Like, that's crazy. So I get it. That's why I say, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone, because at this moment, it's not what we think. It's what you're proving to the 12. And I'm pretty sure why that last statement that came out, they ain't proving this shit. And the people are not stupid. I'm pretty sure these folks all over the internet is thinking like, well, wait a minute. Just ask the average person. Do y'all think this shit is about sex trafficking? They're gonna all say no. This is some nasty, freaky motherfuckers. And she was over here fucking everybody. She fucked Drake. She fucked Kid Cudi. She fucked who else? All of these motherfuckers. But she still was running back to the freak offs. She admitted this. These are her words. Wait a minute. So you was with Kid Cudi. Wait a minute. You left and you was with your mother, your parents. You went back to your parents' house in Connecticut. Y'all wasn't together, but you went out your way to find him. Where the fuck is the fucking sex trafficking if she's coming to find him? Or did y'all miss that part of the fucking trial? That is the recap for the week.
Not even that, Freddie. They got to literally prove, no matter who. Listen, at this point, that man got on that stand and said he was paid X, Y, and Z. That's still gonna be considered his word against the evidence that can be proven. Because if they if they don't have a solid paper trail to say this money was for this transaction, for this illegal thing, they ain't got shit.
No, but Ladybird, this is what was proven on the stage, right? Cassie, there's no Puff Daddy, nothing. Puff ain't paid for shit. There's no proof he paid for nothing. It's what Cassie paid for and what she went out and said, this is what I want. It has nothing to do with him.
So basically, the RICO should be in her name.
I'm on mute. You gotta. That's why I say.
Should be in her name.
That's why I say the prosecution they are horrible. Nothing against them. I think they said that. Krista, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're all women. But they fucked up. They thought Cassie was going to be the red button, and they approached to this shit to replay this fucking CNN video over and over. They got caught up into the domestic violence part, and this is what the fuck they're proving at this point. Nothing but some toxic motherfucker. He was a fucked up person for what he did to this girl, especially on that fucking video. But they haven't one time even brought up racketeering. None of this shit they got to do with a RICO. That's all I'm saying.
And I've said again, we only 5 days in. Yes, as far as what the prosecution has come out and done so far, hey, they lost. They ain't done their job.
D-Banks, you need to pick a side. I see what you're doing. D-Banks, what you do is you make a case for each situation so you able to bounce back and forth no matter how the trial goes.
No,
that's what you're doing. Yes, you is.
Not even. No,
D-Banks, your position is you can go either side.
No, I'm looking.
However the trial turns out, you're gonna be able to say, well, yeah, I did say it was gonna go this. I already know your position.
No, I'm looking at
what's being
put out. I'm looking at what's being put out based off of me just using my brain and what's right, wrong, or otherwise. Okay, look, sex trafficking, racketeering, all this shit. Okay, fucked up. But as far as what is being put out and proven, as far as what the information that is being put out and proven, and when that jury goes back to deliberate, the shit that they are going to have running through their mind, as of right now, no, Diddy would walk. As of right now, Diddy would walk. Why? Because they haven't proven anything. But based off of what they are saying and the information that's being put out, you can have some of that jury that says, well, nah, that nigga's guilty. Why? Because of the sex trafficking and the way and the particular USC, the U.S. code that is being used on the charge. It's not your standard sex trafficking. It's not your standard.
It's easy to waiver him, but that's who you definitely want a T-Banks on that jury, because no matter what, every day he gonna change his position. You want him up there. That's what you want. Somebody you can convince. Why? You don't have no backbone for nothing. That means I can sway you as long as it's about what I can tell you and convince you of. As long as I get you on that last day, T-Banks, you're gonna vote for whatever I tell you to vote for. That's you.
Because I'm gonna consider all the information. That's the whole thing. This is
so based off all the information, you still 50-50. That's all I'm telling you.
Because it's only 5 days in. We got 2 months of this.
Jimmy, is you that, Jimmy?
Day 5.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, but T-Banks, it's just a recap of the first 5 days. All I'm saying, sir, P-Banks, I get it, P-Banks. What I'm saying is, but based off the 5 days, P-Banks, all I'm saying is they haven't proven shit. All they've proven is these are two nasty abusive motherfuckers. That's it. And
And
Cassie,
I
goddamn it,
agree.
got
I
fucked over
agree.
100 times. Who's that?
I said I agree that they're both freaks. That they
Yeah, they
definitely
freak
have.
and nasty.
They
Don't
have
just say they
proved that
freaks. They some nasty freaks.
they some nasty P Diddy freaks. So I would look. They some nasty stuff where they said the judge threw up. And I'm gonna tell you, that's one thing they have proven. They they haven't proven the whole case, but they did prove they some nasty freaks. I will give them that. And I'm saying, good God, man, how you gonna suck somebody off with some sores in your mouth? Oh Lord, it
I
was
said,
just
oh,
gross. I'm like, how
I
do
didn't
you
even
get
know what that
sores in your
was.
mouth? How do you get sores in your? She said on her tongue. How do you get sores
Bruh.
on your tongue? Like, oh my God, I don't even want to think about it. Ugh.
Oh,
I don't wanna think about it.
Thinker, we got more tweets. I always say we
Oh,
got
I
more
was
tweets.
trying.
Good
Let me
shit,
see.
Orwell. Yeah,
Let
let's
me
see.
see.
Yeah, but
Let me
swords in
see.
your mouth. I'm so glad I didn't know what the fuck that meant. I bet you Ladyberg know. Ladyberg, what is swords in the mouth? Because I
Okay,
asked
yeah,
Dylan
let me
White, he
see.
didn't even know. I said, Jamal,
Lady
what the
Bird,
fuck
if
is
we're
that?
gonna throw up, whew,
You
let
said
me put her.
sores?
She said she
Yeah,
had
she
swords
said
in her
she had
mouth.
sores when she was doing
Yeah,
that.
sores. I mean,
Oh,
What the
sores.
fuck is
Like,
that?
you know what a sore is. Don't tell
No, the
me.
fuck I do not.
A sore. Like, if you hurt
In the
yourself and have a
mouth?
sore on your arm,
So
you
how
can
do you
have
get a
sores
sore in your mouth?
anywhere.
But I'm saying, how do you get a
Anywhere.
sore in your
You could
Ladybird?
get so you could get basically sores in the mouth is like having thrush. Thrush
oh
in the
my
mouth.
God. Ooh.
Like candida in the mouth. Basically a yeast infection in your mouth. You can have herpes sores in your mouth. You know,
Wait,
you can
what?
have
A
oral
cold sore in your
herpes.
You know what? I'm done with y'all.
Yeah, you can have oral.
But
You can have herpes type. HSV 1 and 2 can be oral,
you know
which
what? I'm
is
done with.
herpes.
Okay, Ladybird, stop. Okay, stop.
Just saying.
I still gotta eat, Ladybird. I still gotta eat.
I still gotta eat.
Still gotta eat. All right, let's get to it. So, Combs, whatever. We can sit here and say Ms. Ventura. We cannot sit here and say Miss Ventura did anything because of this event because she didn't talk about this one. So this is rank. What speculation? Judge. The judge says, but she was there. So the AGN person, she doesn't know the effect on Cassie Ventura. What the fuck is what's happening with that? With that tweet?
Oh, they
I don't
talking
get
about
it.
Dawn. They talking about Dawn's testimony.
Okay, hold on. Here go the next one. Who are the next witnesses? Carrie Morgan. Who the fuck is that? David James. Live thread will continue Monday with stories until then with extras live on X. Okay, that's it. That's his thing. Okay, cool. So they just said Carrie Morgan. That's all we needed to know. So the next person, who are the next witnesses? Oh damn! So Don was in and out. Damn. So whoever, who the fuck is Carrie Morgan? Come on, Crystal GPT or Thinker Grok. Thinker Grok and Crystal GPT. Who is Carrie Morgan? Gotta find out who the fuck that is, or is that one of those anonymous
Look,
names?
that sounds good.
That
Scary
was one
Morgan.
of
Let's look up
Cassie's
Scary.
friends of 17 years.
Scary Morgan.
Carrie Morgan is one of Cassie's friends of 17 years. But they
Oh
are no
shit.
longer friends after Diddy hit Carrie upside the head. Wait.
Oh damn. Is that the anonymous person or is that the real name?
Carrie got hit up she got hit upside the head, and Cassie didn't defend her. That's why
No,
they
I'm saying,
felt.
but is that the real name or is that one of the? Because you know some of them supposed to be under anonymous names.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Because
Lady
somebody
Bird, where'd
said
you
that
find it?
Because Cassie was the only one who was came out to testify under her own name.
correct. And Don, and I think RBO Day. But here's my point because speculation is Lauren London. That's where her name came up because that's who actually Cassie has been friends with for a long time. So I'm trying to figure out if this Carrie Morgan person is Lauren London.
You couldn't hear me?
Oh.
I hear you now.
Oh, I was saying Carrie Morgan is one of Cassie's friends of 17 years.
Yeah, we heard that part, but I'm saying, but is that the real name? Because
That's
some of
her
these.
real name. It's a white girl.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, that's not Lauren.
Yeah,
London.
they got a
Okay.
picture of her on Instagram.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, so she
Yeah,
just so
Diddy
she
hit
finna get
her
up there.
upside the head with a wooden hanger, and that's when her and Cassie
Oh,
stopped being friends.
now I want y'all to think about this, right? So if that's the next person to get on stand, so once again, just how quick Don was up there, that's probably why they're saying it's gonna be 2 weeks. I mean, 2 months. So apparently some of these people gonna be in and out of there. So once again, I'm assuming this person, that's what she's gonna come up there and testify to, that Diddy went upside her head and he didn't went upside Cassie's head multiple times in her presence. What are they still proving? Hello? What would they still be proving? Domestic violence.
Not domestic, but he has a propensity to be
He has the
vicious.
violent streak in him.
But what I'm saying, right, in the court of law, right now, all they proven is two people. What's been proven, what's I'm pretty sure is in this jury head right now. This is a relationship over a decade that she wanted to have a baby with. She was begging for a baby. Don't make me bring back a receipts of what she said about him. And she's in love with him. She done left multiple times and still ran back to him. She was still sleeping with him while she was out with other men and was trying to start a new relationship, but quit them dudes and run back to Puff. So the point is, she gets up here, it ain't proving he's violent. It's proving that she was just in a fucking domestic violence, abusive relationship. Where the fuck is the corruption? That's what I'm saying. See, all word, y'all keep saying this pattern of violence, but it's pattern of violence on one person. Where is the other people? That's all I'm saying.
They said they got some victims named Mia and Jane that are supposed to come up as witnesses as well. One said that she was one of his personal assistants. I don't think that's her real name, Mia, and said that she's going to testify about being forced to perform oral sex on him and raped by him, according to the prosecutors. So that Mia is supposed to be, whoever Mia is supposed to be one of the witnesses, and they got a slate of sex workers too.
See, okay.
That's supposed to come up. We'll see. We will see.
I mean, even let's go with that. Once again, to me, if I'm just sitting in that jury box, I'm like, wait a minute. So y'all finna waste 2 months of my motherfucking life of me hearing about all the people he didn't fucking basically all this sex shit. This is an OnlyFans fucking trial. That's what's going on. Y'all steady showing me some OnlyFans domestic violence shit. Oh, he forced a person to do this and do that. But you just said it was his assistant. So you worked for him. This is fucking like, bruh, you know. No, that ain't long, Crystal. It's like shit. You want to hear a long trial? That YSL, that shit was like a year. Shit, the jury selection for YSL, I think, went on for like 4 months. That was just for the jury selection. That's why I was shocked that they was able to get 12 people for this trial that fast. I was like, damn. But I guess they was, you know, with whatever. 2 months is short. That's not a long time. But let me see something. Let me see, yeah, because let me play what this girl talking about.
So Cassie Ventura is continuing to be cross-examined by the defense, and we've got all the bombshells you're going to want to know. So the first thing the defense is focusing on is discrediting Cassie's allegation of a 2018 grape. So they're being pretty aggressive about.
Hold on, what's that? Before I get to that, because she hates Diddy. That's why I like playing her. I just like to hear the opposing view. No, Don Richard will continue on Monday. Oh, okay, but the scope of what she can say will be decided before then by the judge. Okay, hope to report it out of the docket, even as it seems much is not being put in the public docket. Oh, okay, yeah, because they probably trying to weed out some of that. Oh, how he was abusive. He's publicly, like, they keep admitting the abuse shit. If the judge read a verdict today, it would be not guilty. Exactly, Polo. That's my point. But I'm gonna see what this young lady's talking about. She's saying the 7 revelations about bombshell things that Cassie shook the courtroom with, I guess, this week. Let's hear what she got to say.
They're really hammering in on this, trying to get her caught up in telling a lie. So back in 2008, this supposedly happened. Now, they showed her a text message from August and September of 2018, and they were trying to highlight her inconsistencies and show that they were friendly even after this grape. Now, on direct examination by the prosecutors, she claimed that at a closure dinner in August of 2018, that after they broke up, that he dropped her off, and then once she was home and inside, later he came and broke into her house, right then grabbed her, dragged her to the floor, raped her. She said that it was pretty traumatic, but it was also really quick. I have some tea about, she actually spilled what his actual thing looks like, but I think I'm going to save that for another video. But she said he finished really fast and he actually finished inside her. Now, even though it was quick, it left her reeling because they had already broken up and, had gone their separate ways. That's what the dinner was for, was kind of like this goodbye, a closure of the relationship. And she thought they just went apart. But then for him to break in and do that, but the defense is trying to drive holes all through that story. She says she cried the entire time and was telling him no, but he continued, that his eyes turned black and it was like he was trying to take something from her. It was pretty violent the way he was looking at her, pinning her down and doing all of that. However, in November of 2023, in her civil lawsuit against Diddy that settled in one day, initial statements she made to federal agents placed the incident in September of 2018, after Diddy returned from Burning Man. So that's like a big festival in the desert. On cross-examination, Cassie clarified it occurred actually in August, noting she adjusted the timeline after reviewing the evidence. Now, Diddy was trying to convince her to attend Burning Man with him that very night. So the night of the closure dinner, I guess he went to Burning Man or either earlier in the day, we're not sure. But the defense then presented a text from August 8th of 2018, days after this alleged grape happened, where Cassie sent Diddy a heart emoji and he replied, "I know I look back to you. I could tell I didn't turn you on yesterday." So I understand I didn't turn you on. I didn't understand the rest. And then he says, "I fell off," to which she then responded positively and kind of engaging in casual conversation. And this is right after the grape. So then on August 10th, they attended a friend's birthday party together with Cassie texting, "Good morning, I'm confused." And Diddy replied, "I don't want a convo where you break up with me again." So then she replied back, "I do love you, but I don't want to just be your girlfriend," which is wild. So after the grape, then all of this transpired, and this, could possibly hurt Cassie on the stand, because this indicates a desire for a deeper commitment, possibly even marriage after the grape, after they broke up. So then on September 16th, she texted, "I was really looking forward to that hug." So this was expressing disappointment when Diddy declined to meet, I guess, and hug her. And she said she was talking about her sanity with it. Like, I guess it would help her sanity. But then continuing on September 27th, while she was dating Alex Fine, her now husband, Cassie attended another dinner with Diddy where they had consensual sex after the grape, after all of this. The defense highlighted that Alex Fine, her husband, FaceTimed her during or either after this entire encounter. Like, guys, this is wild. This is explosive.
Like what?
So you can understand.
Are y'all listening? Like, that's not fucking crazy to y'all? Somebody had brought that shit up earlier.
Yeah, that was crazy. All of this stuff is crazy with them.
Like, bruh, you FaceTimed him. Didn't they say after she got the money?
So I got a question.
Well,
Because I don't really know a whole lot when it comes to this RICO stuff. So with her getting up there and testifying under oath, all of the things she participated and did in this whole thing, does that mean she more than likely took some type of deal
yeah.
so that she's not indicted?
Yeah, she got immunity.
She has
She got immunity.
Yeah, they give you immunity.
Because that's like,
Yeah, she can get up there. She can tell it all. Like
and
why I
they
said
gave,
Woody
and
on
they
the
and they were okay giving her immunity.
yes for her to testify. Yeah, that's what they do. That's why in the RICO I brought up Sammy the Bull. That's a real person, right? Sammy the Bull. They gave him immunity because he got on stand. He admitted to all the murders he did for the mob. So he said, "Yeah, I did all these murders at the order of John Gotti." So that's what they did with her. Basically, she has immunity. Get up there and tell it all. Even admit to the shit you've done. Whatever they ask you, tell it. Because she can't be locked up for this.
But by her also getting immunity and getting up there and telling all, couldn't they also use that against her to try to
No.
make her not
That's what
credible
immunity.
in
No.
her statement, though?
Nope.
She has to be
That's
honest because she can't perjure
Yep.
herself.
She can't perjure herself. Yep. They gave her immunity to be honest about everything, so she can tell it
Can't be
all.
T Banks. You know, T Banks will perjure himself on stand. He don't care.
Y'all cut that, y'all.
Right.
Man.
Hello, hello.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, he definitely. See, he makes me up there purging the fuck out of himself.
Cut it out. Cut it
They'll be
out.
like, well, wait a minute, didn't you? That boy be up there. What? See, you. That's why Crystal put it in the chat. You want a fucking T Banks up there. That motherfucker gonna be backslide. I need T Banks to be trying to goddamn it testify against me. But boy, we gonna have that nigga up there. He gonna get me off. I already know it. But T Banks, didn't you just say this? What you said Freddie did. Well, now you saying he gonna be like, well, what are y'all talking about? He just gonna go along with whatever the fuck going on what you asking him. Yeah, he gonna perjure himself like a motherfucker.
That's crazy.
Boy, you gonna perjure the fuck out of yourself. P
Yeah.
Banks.
All world. Hey, yo, Jimmy White.
He
Don't
said,
hit him.
hey, all world said P Banks gonna send Jimmy White to blow up the car. Right,
Jimmy
Polo.
White, hey, look, man, we got some minutes to take care of, man. Go get the Mayans, man. We got some look.
Hey,
If you want to do a crime, all I got to say is, if you want to do a crime, do not do it with P Banks. Please,
Exactly.
do not do it with him.
Answer. Wrong answer.
Definitely don't do it with Lady Bird, because Lady Bird tell him.
No,
Lady
Lady Bird,
gonna
no.
pull that ninja over.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Lady Bird gonna say it
Wait.
all. Oh
Lady
yeah, he
Bird.
was going.
Man.
Lady Bird gonna start telling shit they ain't even asking on the thing.
You
Lady Bird
know
gonna
what?
tell everything, even
No.
extra shit.
I'm going on mute. I ain't telling nothing.
Lady Bird gonna tell it all. Goddamn. So gonna be like, yeah, and then Jimmy White, he had a cat, and T Banks was doing. Wait a minute, we asked you about T Banks. Why? Well, no, because T Banks was in on it. See, she gonna be naming name. Boy, that motherfucking Lady Bird, she gonna tell them everything.
That's all.
Lady Bird gonna tell every goddamn thing. Shit, boy.
And I gave him a chicken sandwich to come and talk to me.
Right. Yep, but I sure did. I was at Chick-fil-A. Wait a minute. We didn't ask you that, Miss Lady Bird. Well, yeah, but I'm just telling you, yeah, because we even went to Chick-fil-A and I used my Chick-fil-A points for him. Yeah, I've been doing, ooh. You'll be like, what the fuck, Lady Bird? God damn, Lady Bird. Oh,
Lady
shit.
Bird gonna build her case. She gonna be pulling out pieces of evidence. Oh no, I got the picture. You want to see his right arm? I got that too.
Think up,
Right.
and I'm gonna have immunity. I'm gonna have immunity. I'm gonna have immunity.
Hey, look. No crimes with Lady Bird. That's the
Right, goddamn it, don't do no motherfucking crime with Lady Bird. Boy, Lady Bird gonna start bringing up.
Lady Bird
Well,
say,
yeah,
pay me
and
now.
Crystal went and picked up the kids and told the kids to do this, and T Banks had her take the kids. Wait a minute, who is Crystal, man? Yeah, you know Crystal, the white girl. She with the belt. Yeah, that white girl. Yeah, you might well get her too. Crystal gonna be like, what the fuck I got to do with this? No, they gonna start handcuffing Crystal right in the middle of the courtroom. And Polo, they gonna take you. Lady Bird gonna take you down too. Yeah, and Polo, he was in Freddie DM and he told T Banks to do this. Lady Bird gonna tell him everybody around that motherfucker. That motherfucker gonna be worse than Nino Brown.
That's a
They're
fact.
gonna have a headline: Belt goes down for RICO charges, and the head of the RICO was Freddie Roosevelt, and he had his co-defendant, his operatives, the Finger, Krista, and T Banks, and Jimmy White.
And we know Krista know it all because she stay on mute.
Look, and the
See,
key star
there
with me.
she go. Look, Krista,
Tell it
she
now,
already
Lady Bird, now.
Krista,
Lady
she
Bird, tell it
already
now,
figured
goddamn.
yeah, she got it figured out. So Freddie, you know, when Lady Bird asks for that 30 million, go ahead and pay her 30 million. Don't do like Diddy did.
Man, hey, I'm gonna pull off the motherfucking Russell Simmons. I'm getting the fuck out the country. Wait a minute, that motherfucker mentioned my name. Oh shit, I'm out of here. I don't know what y'all gonna do about this motherfucker. That goddamn Lady Bird. No, but shit, it's been fun though. But that's the recap of this motherfucking crazy ass Diddy trial. That was day 5 today. They're gonna restart back on Monday. I appreciate everybody that's live here on Twitch. We live on YouTube too. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube. What is the YouTube? YouTube.com/at LO Inc. ELLO O 2 O's, 2 L's, 2 O's, and INC. Definitely subscribe over there to me at YouTube as well. But I appreciate it, you guys. Shit, should I go live again tonight for Freddie? I'm supposed to do Freddie Fridays or the hotline with Freddie. I should do it, but let me try to get some energy. Shit, I done got hungry again. But I appreciate all the bits. Thanks, Thinker, again for the gifted sub to Polo. Appreciate Polo coming through. All world always supporting. Appreciate you guys. Jimmy White coming through. T Banks, Khadijah, wherever she at. Appreciate that. Khadijah 8 came through. My boy Kingpin. Everybody that came through. But like I said, I always go live Monday through Friday on Twitch. So you definitely always catch me in the morning on Twitch, twitch.tv/Freddie Roosevelt. With that being said, I guess I'll see you guys either later tonight with Freddie Freddie Fridays or Hotline with Freddie. And definitely you guys will see me Monday because I don't do rooms. I might do something tomorrow. I don't fucking know. Or Sunday. Because normally Saturdays and Sundays I'd be trying to chill and support other people or other creators. But with that being said, love you guys. We out of here. I'm about to end the stream now. Definitely if you ain't subscribed, definitely make sure you guys subscribe so I can reach my damn goal by next Tuesday. I'm trying to get some more fucking subscribers to turn up. But with that being said, we out of here, folks. Appreciate you guys. See you guys probably in a couple hours.